Okay, VR, you gonna move?
What's the
Let's go.
doggy?
You can move.
Hey guys, what's going on here?
Yeah, I don't know how you
Okay,
did
we'll
it.
move.
He did it on an altar.
Oh.
It's a nice vehicle you got there. It would be a shame if I removed it immediately.
I mean, if I got inspiring, my inspiring without inspiring set is still higher than yours, I think.
It sounds like a bunch of hoopla!
The misery.
Sounds like a lot of hoopla! You're right. I can't summon that doll back because I used that doll back timer. Woo! Dang, what's up with all the women here in the ground? What the heck?
That's a lot of women on the ground.
That's what I said. I was like, what the heck? What do you did to these
What?
people, Dream? I went to
So
Dream
many
and-
women.
and there's like a bunch of succubus on the floor. I was like, what the heck? A bunch of women on the floor.
I know, crazy.
So many women's.
So many women.
The woman's.
Woman. Watch out, it's a fireball!
I can't believe we're clearing this dungeon and what the fuck is this?
It's called a door, brother. You
Yeah,
ever
but
seen
why
it?
is it closed?
I was like, it's a door, brother. I don't know what else you want from me. Like, what else do you want me to explain about it?
I don't need to open it.
Kinda self-explains. No, my snowman. Dang, I already got him just dies when I should have done know. It's like this content's outdated or something.
You know, like this content can be cleared by anybody, and yet people still can't solo this.
No, it's not mirrored. This is actually like normal Phantasm.
Wait, is someone? Are you streaming already?
Yeah, why?
Oh shit! I'm flaming people.
Toxic.
Get this
I
man.
don't see you live.
Ah, well, Vampy already messaged in the chat. Plus,
I can't believe this.
I
I can't believe you both made it so I have to go into one of these rooms with you guys instead of
Okay.
clearing the uncleared room.
What do you mean? I was here first. Doggy did it.
Why wouldn't you? Oh.
He had the free spot to take that corner. Don't even.
So did you. You both did.
I did it on purpose.
Yeah. Like he
Hey guys, what's up? We all met up together? This is the power of friendship.
Oh
This thing just shot me. Ah!
I feel like this is the Tilt Lithara stream today.
Oh my god.
I tune in when I get to work. Alright, Vampy. You don't even have your gloomy out. Don't even.
What do you mean?
Oh.
There's something the first pet that I saw that was fast. The other fast pets are on cooldown.
Sounds like a pet skill.
It's like I only have 3 pets that have speed. Where are you, Dream?
You got small
I'm
miners.
walking.
Why are you walking?
I always walk.
Whoa, that guy just did Stampede.
Wow. I wish I could do that.
Ow. No. Stop. Oh, I might die here.
What?
Huh?
I might die here because I don't have mana shield on. Oh my god.
I don't do it.
I just saw you do it. What do you
I
mean?
did. It was AOE from his fin.
I can't. I
Guy.
want this open. I can't believe you. Oh my god, I did not just got hit by that. No, safeguard. God damn it.
Oh, I don't have pets.
I'm stuck.
I don't have pets and it's not letting me pull on my guns. Oh, I don't have guns equipped. That's funny.
No!
Why didn't I move? Okay.
Safeguarded, by the way.
Same.
Stage 2? Yeah, stage 2.
If you got hit by that explosion, it's stage 3, Dream.
No, it's only the
Well,
person
only
that
the
gets
person.
hit.
The
Is
sole,
it only the person?
Yeah, only the
Only
sole
the charm.
person if
Oh.
they get hit, but everyone else doesn't get penalized because it's technically not their fault.
I'm surprised Safeguard actually got it. Get these
I'm
people.
surprised it
Hiya!
just doesn't do 100% of your max of HP on everybody.
Yeah, and then
Full
you
red wipe.
die, party wipe.
Yeah. I agree. No, my Phoenician. Ooh, that one was mine now. Alright, check this out, right? So I'm just.
What the fuck?
What
Well,
the heck?
Dream?
Dream!
What's up?
What are you
You
doing?
haven't done a Dream
Dream!
story?
Nope. Eat.
You're gonna borrow scriptures?
You learn more and more about Dream every day. He just doesn't do anything. I swear.
Yeah, I'll borrow the scriptures.
This fucking guy.
Alright, time to never see these again.
I same.
It's like 5.
Oh wait, I don't even have them in my inventory. They're stuck in a pet someplace. Or on my human. They're probably on my human. I can't believe you did this, Dream.
Is this why you came?
No.
If it was why he came, he would have told me to pass party lead to him.
Yeah.
God dang it.
I can't believe you haven't done a Dreamy story. That means you just don't have step 6 gear? Or do you just only use step 6 gear from thing?
Yeah.
God, this jellyfish is like a curse. I don't know.
What is?
Trying to get a good angle on you, but the jellyfish thing keeps cutting out your legs and doesn't give the transparency properly. Ugh,
Giant problems, right?
giant issues.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so obviously this is gonna be like saying Shadow is bad. Every other mission's good. Fifth normal's good. Fifth advance is good.
We can't just list a bunch of things. Let's go through stuff.
Like, are we doing budgets or how are we doing this?
Let's just think. Why are we standing in front of the chest here anyway?
I don't know.
You
Whose
wanna-
chest is this?
So why don't we stand in front of like this thing?
I'm sure why not.
There we go. Look, fashionable.
Fashion.
Yeah, imagine if there's a fate though in there, doggy.
Stand in front of both of you. Gosh dang it.
Alright, yeah.
There. I don't have a chair.
How do you not have a chair? Can you open the dressing room to get a chair in here? Probably not.
Probably not. I'm just glad it's on this one. Glad it's not a prop. Cool. Happy on the dog.
Actually, I probably should use a shorter chair.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, I can't dressing room. But the hands.
Here where we're not scuffed.
Yeah.
Alright. Money making. Money making gang.
Money
Shadow
making
Wizard
gang.
is bad.
Shadow
Let's talk about
Wizard's bad.
shadow missions first. Alright, top shadow mission picks to run for gold. Alright. I say Sniper War Elite. This is all elites, by the way. I say Sniper War Elite.
I think.
I think Sniper War Elite or All Out War.
Red Dragon in the Shadow Room. Okay.
How much gold did that actually give?
I don't think it gives any.
You get the manuals, which are
The manual isn't from Red Dragon, though, is it?
No, you only get
Oh.
Jared burns from there.
Yeah.
When I think those
waterways,
are out of it.
Yeah, like, you're talking about like Guardian of Partholon, I think, and like what's the other
Gotcha.
one?
Secret experiment in the underground waterway.
Yeah, Secret Experiment.
Isn't that a good one?
Yeah, those two are good, but like those aren't elite shadow missions.
They're
Yeah,
hard.
it's the version. Oh wait,
No,
Hard.
they're secret missions.
I begin to say I believe they're considered as secret missions.
Spooky.
Ooh.
Alright,
Isn't
that's
there
not.
the other one, the wine one? Which I've never actually ran.
I said, isn't that just for like a marketplace coupon to upgrade old, outdated gear that's not worth it?
I don't know. I've never actually ran it.
Why is it raining inside Phantasm, by the way?
I don't know.
Don't know.
So let's see here. I have here the list of shadow missions. There's
Alright.
so many of them.
I think we all know that it's either All Out War, Sniper War, or Shadow Realm Champion. Right?
You know what? I'm gonna
That
throw
other one
curveball into you and say, conflict.
Conflict.
Yeah,
Conflict used to be nice, but
I mean,
you get way
Conflict
too
if you
much.
want to just go through your passes really quickly to get Aaron Spirits.
It was so
Another
good
thing.
that it got nerfed. Remember?
Yes, it did. But like, I'm talking about now. What are the shadow missions you would run now?
What are the shadow missions I want to run now? Let's see. All Out War. Let them. Actually, I don't really like Let Them Fight. Never
Let
mind.
Them Fight isn't good because it drops 2 really good enchants, but it's aside, I think, for puppetry. And then it's distilled for water alchemy. And I think both of those are kind of just...
You don't need it.
Yeah, they're just not good.
Yeah.
I feel Sniper War for me.
I think I would say All Out War. I think All Out War is pretty AFKable.
I think All Out War is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, and I think not a lot of people farm for a Sinistry. And like, it's very AFKable.
Ice Spear.
Yeah, you just
Ice
Ice Spear
Spear.
and then you just AFK. So I would say Let Them Fight, or All Out War is my number 1 pick. But Shadow Realm Champion is also really nice because it's also pretty AFKable.
That's just a fun mission.
You just Ice Spear the 4 corners with finish roll on, and then you just sit in the center of the room AFK, play dead, wait for play dead, or just Crisis Escape, and the room it clears itself. So I think either of those two. I think Steel is pretty cheap now, though, compared to Sinistry. So I would say All Out War is what I would run.
I agree. All Out War is pretty good for what it is. It does a lot. It does a decent. It's AFK, and you just realistically just need one person who can just Mirage Missile. It kills everything in the back.
Does Mirage Missile kill everything on All Out War Elite?
Yeah, surprisingly. I tried it out, and I was like, what the heck? Mirage Missile's killing everything in the back without me even doing anything.
That's
Yeah,
kinda
they have
crazy.
really low HP. Like, dramatically low HP in that
Yeah.
mission.
Yeah, they dramatically just have really low HP in there, and I have not a clue why. I'm
That's
assuming...
kind of crazy.
Is it because it's a MA based now? Or
Uh,
what does it scale off of?
I don't know. I guess...
What do you mean? They don't
Mirage
scale
Missile.
off
It used to
anything,
scale
Mirage.
off int.
It
Oh.
does still scale off event.
Magic Missile, yeah, it still scales off end. But like,
Okay.
the HP that they have, I have not a clue why it's so low in there, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's very Ice Spear spammable.
Yep.
And I guess you can get a decent-ish amount of gold. Like, on Elite, it gives 21k. Let's see what other... And, like, there are obviously the other, like, standard Shadow Mission drops you can get from there.
Besides that in chat, there's always the Aaron Spirits.
Yeah, Iron Spirits are good. You can get Fragment Shoes, too. I don't know. I don't know if those are still worth anything but Fragment Shoes and Scholars suits.
Not sure about those.
The other enchant you can get from there is like Replica, but I don't think it's very good. I think it's like a puppetry one, but it's not best in slot.
I think it's a
Or
Meteors?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Replica is 11 to 15 marionette max, which I'm pretty sure long lasting is better than it, while also being a lot easier to find. So yeah, kind of worthless, but Sinistry is worth quite a bit. Especially with all these alchemy mains now re-rolling all of their gear for their new Glen gear that they're trying to make.
Glen gear.
So yeah, I say All Out War much better than Shadow Wizard Elite. Let's see how much is the Sinistry right now. Now that we can do this inside this dungeon.
And the dungeon.
There are none. All right, it's doomed. Thanks, Mark.
All two
Surely he bought all of
mains.
Surely he bought all of it. Yeah, all 2 alchemy mains.
We're out here calling out the 2 alchemy main people.
Oh, they know who they are. Yeah, you can probably get 50 mil for a Sinistry, right? So if you get 50 mil for a Sinistry, how many Shadow Wizards is that? You probably make like 100k per Shadow Wizard, right?
Calling out myself, LMAO. No, bruh.
We'll say you make like 120k per Shadow Wizard, so that's 416 Shadow Wizard Elites you would have to run to be 1 Sinistry.
That's a lot of Shadow Wizards.
Yeah, not counting the fact that you're still getting gold from All Out War, which...
Well, Infernal Blade Fragments and Runestones of Darings are nice too.
Those are also worth quite a bit.
They sure are.
K to 50k.
Let's see, how much does Defeat the Shadow Wizard give? 35k, so yeah, it's not... You're making 2/3 of the gold per run compared to Shadow Wiz, but like, when you hit Sinistry, it's like worth way more than like the amount of expected runs I would think you would need. So it's just way better gold making than Shadow Wizard Elite ever will be. And like, that's the thing with Shadow Wizard Elite. Like, you can probably just AFK and make more gold than you do making Shadow Wizard Elite sometimes, I swear.
Still miss the day of when you could do Stones of Cullen and you would make like 400k off finding the stones.
Building stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Golems.
The Golem one.
Golems.
Yeah, the stones
I
of
miss
Cologne.
that.
Yeah, brown stones of Cologne.
Not the colon stones.
That's like saying that's like saying normal sire is better money making because of the stone. Actually, is that a good argument? It is a good argument. Goblins drop homestead seeds.
They also drop apples.
They do, and they sell. But sire normal does better than.
Stones were bad. No, doggy.
He's found.
Doggy's gonna lose to another stone.
I'm losing to stones. This is why I'm not an earthbender.
Yeah. Yeah, All Out War, really good. I would say Shadowrealm Champion is close second, though. What are your guys' thoughts?
I disagree. I think Sniper War is number 1.
You really think Sniper War for Evaporators?
Yeah, I think Sniper War is pretty good.
Doesn't it get flat too, or no?
It gets Sun Shower.
No, it doesn't.
No, it gets what's it called? Fuck.
Evaporated.
Evaporated.
I was like, wait. I was like, wait, prom?
What?
I think Sniper War is better.
Sniper War gives Evaporated and Monologue. Monologue is the other enchant, which puppet means, you know.
Puppet means.
Yeah, I can see an argument for both. I think they're both pretty good.
I do like running Sniper War though.
I also think Sniper War is just in general just a lot faster too.
It is. It definitely is. It's very easy, but you like actually have to do stuff in Sniper War, where All Out War is pretty AFKable.
I feel like you just fireball everything. Or thunder everything basically, because the thunder just goes over the barricade.
Through the walls, yeah.
Yeah, it does. You can just fireball everything or thunder. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I could see
Sniper War really fast.
I could see either one of them being top tier. How does Dark Mage make it any faster?
You put that pulse circle in the center of each of those things. I think it's probably big enough.
Oh yeah, I guess I would probably just kill everything. That's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't the lightning chain now target new targets every single time? So you could legitimately
Yeah,
just
yeah. You
ride
could
a
also
pet?
just put the. You could probably just put the lightning chain on, ride a pet, and it one shots everything.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. I was like, I think you could just legitimately just lightning chain and just ride a pet and just run through.
Yeah. All right. We were saying sniper war, all out war, and then I don't know. I will put them both in the same tier. Sniper war if you want to go fast. All out war if you want to be lazy and AFK.
And then
I
Shadow
think it's.
Level Champion.
I think it's also important to consider like the price of each chant at the given time too.
Hmm.
Like right now, you're uncontested on the market for sinistries, so you could probably get quite a bit for them compared to evaporated, which I feel like the evaporated market is always pretty saturated.
I think another one that's really good that I think a lot of people overlook, honestly, is Offering.
Ooh, do we want to talk about offering in Tail Team Defensive Battle?
Yes.
So offering gives Cressida shoes, and Tail Team Defensive Battle gives Cressida gloves. And if you high roll on those, they can be worth quite a bit.
Agreed.
To the right person.
I'm kind of on farming those ones.
But I think they're way too rare, and they're not really worth farming. Because they
No.
are very, very rare.
I do agree with you on that part. Me and Nals have experienced that multiple times when we were farming for his gloves before. Don't you remember, Nals, how long it took? That
Yeah.
took really long. And I mean really, really long just to get his pair of gloves.
Well, the mission was very long. Like, the mission wasn't revamped. This was pre-revamp, where it took 18 minutes per run.
Yeah, the mission.
And there was nothing you could do.
Yeah, defensive battle is a lot faster now, but it's still pretty rare drop.
Hmm.
Thank you, Rodney Sami. Thank you for joining us and
So
following.
I don't think I would even
Champion
consider
families.
running them unless the price of the Cressida goes really high up.
They're pretty expensive for what they are, but with the release
are.
of Glen Verna, I guess that's kind of what the new better goal is. Because right now, you really have a choice of just going for water enhancement or just a fire enhancement and just getting the cheaper method with fire. So, meh.
I think.
Meh.
I think it's so good, but like, I don't know. The alchemy.
Alchemy.
I think those. I think those are all it for shadow missions. Do we want to talk about dungeons?
Yeah. I did a lot of Seer Advance back in the day for gold by selling magical branches. At one point, they were like 16 mil. They're not that much anymore, but like,
I
remember
think
I was
they're actually worth a lot.
Yeah, I want to counter argue that. I think Sire Advance is a really OP.
Our advance is disgusting. Magical branches are 7.7 right now.
They're 7.7 right
7.7 mil for a magical branch.
now. Please,
Kind of
someone,
disgusting.
please,
not
someone
as
crash
much
the
as in its glory
market.
days, but still very
Yeah,
good.
but it's still really good. Let's see. A stack of apples is 140k.
Is your moneymaker?
Yeah, so that's 7k an apple.
Sire, definitely A tier.
6k an apple, something around there. You're paying.
And basically every single chest that you end with gives you one of those stone bricks that you need for your homestead. Every single chest.
Building stones.
Yeah.
Yeah, building stones actually might be worth something too. Let's see.
I don't
They
know.
add a
build-
boss drop to the end of Seer Advance. Like, does the boss drop anything now?
The
Yes.
boss drops brainstorm, I believe.
Interesting. So,
I have it bookmarked. Let me pull it up. I think I have it bookmarked. I don't have it bookmarked. I'm a fool.
It also
no.
drops light fragments, right?
It drops what fragment?
The light armor fragments.
No. It drops heavy armor. Oh wait,
No.
yeah. CR Advanced drops light armor.
Yeah.
if only
Yeah,
that
so
came
it's
out when I was running it, I feel like I'd have some because I ran quite a bit.
Let's see.
Run it, Sire, right
Oh, yeah.
now.
Yeah. So regular CR Advanced actually really good.
Really, really good.
Let's see. Alright, so I have pulled it up. CR Advanced drops Refined Light, yes.
Yeah.
The enchants, it does not have any or specialty enchants dropping from it, apparently. From regular CR Advanced. So you are only looking at getting refined armor fragments from the boss. The magical branches, the homestead seeds might sell for a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, they will always have value since you can sell them to NPCs for 10k for pretty much having a stack of them or 20k.
Yeah.
So
And
they will
then-
always be above 20k all the time.
And then obviously apples, and then other maps.
Apple's really
Pure
powerful.
white. I think you can get shiny gold thread from CR Advance as well.
Yes, you can. I got one from it.
Yeah, which is either anywhere between 1 to 2 mil.
And when I was running it too, I was running it for my Glen tokens because it counted for it, even though it doesn't drop any smolderings. It gave me a lot of spirit stones that I was not prepared to be having at all because I thought I was going to be doing more vets. But once I saw how much Sire Advance was giving me, I was like, I'm just going to run this. It's faster, it's easier, and honestly, I rather want the light armor fragments than the enchant.
Yeah.
It was honestly really nice a change of pace instead of the lame 2-floor vet dungeon.
Yeah, I think CR Advance is really good for a dungeon.
A tier.
Yeah, I think it's probably the best dungeon to run.
We don't have a
Unless
tier
you
list.
unless you are target farming armor frags. But like for general gold making, I think it's definitely the best CR Advanced.
Lobby's
Oh.
pretty nice too.
Let's talk about dungeon passes, like unrestricteds. What do you think you run with those? It's either Albi CR Advanced, or it's either Albi Advanced Hard Mode, CR Advanced Hard Mode, or Rundle Advanced Hard Mode with them.
I would do Albi.
I really like Albi too.
I also agree with Albi.
What do you think, Vince?
I spammed too much Seer Advance hard mode back in the day. I can definitely say that wasn't worth it. But I don't know about after the revamp if any of the drops are
here.
good.
We'll talk about the enchant drops. So Albi Advanced Hard Mode, its enchant boss drops are Coma, which is really cheap. Midnight, which I think is also pretty cheap because you can get it from Adventure Seal Merchant. Resolution, I don't even know what enchant. Oh, this is the shoe enchant, Best in Slot shoe enchant, right? Best in Slot shoe prefix, I believe. It's
Wow.
Shoe or glove, I think.
yes, it's both shoe and glove. Resolution or Meteoroid. So you have a 50-50 chance of hitting something good. Meteoroid is obviously like 400 mil, and then Resolution, I think they're generally around like 100. The other two is kind of like meh if you get them. CR Advanced Hard Mode drops Nocturne, which I don't think is worth much anymore. It drops Trader.
Commerce lives matter.
Yeah, so
I'm joking.
I don't think that enchant is worth much either. And its 2 value enchants are Clashing, which I think the price for Clashing is dropped down to like around 100 still, or probably. And then Brainstorm, which is probably also around 100. So yeah, I don't think CR is necessarily worth running. Because the things you would put Brainstorm on are the same things you would put Resolution on, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gloves and shoes.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Rundle is Reunion, which is Best in Slot Puppetry helmet, I believe. Puppetry helmet suffix. Chorus, which is Best in Slot helmet for music buff. And then Supernova, which is, I think, a one-handed weapon thing that's not even Best in Slot, so I don't think it's even worth. I think it's a suffix too, so like Heavy Rain is just better.
Yep, it's worthless.
And then Sonata, which is just worse pure. So like, I think obviously like when it comes to boss drops, Albi is definitely the best, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the end chest rewards?
I think
Doesn't I believe? I don't know if it's the same after Refine update, but before Rundle had the highest drop rate of BME over Albi.
That
Do you guys think that matters? I personally don't think it matters.
I don't think that matters anymore since the revamp.
Yeah, I think Albi is probably the best to run if we're talking about pure gold making.
Yeah, I think Albi is just the best for pure gold making, and that's just purely because there's like a lot of things you can do to make gold inside Albi, and I can make it like a whole list of things that Albi has that the other dungeons don't have.
What is
Like-
it? Like what?
Albi has red fitting gems.
That is true. Red Finny gems, a really good casual moneymaker.
Albi has cocoons.
Is what? Cocoons? Oh yeah, you can get the larva cocoons, get your
Larva
extra
cocoons.
chest at the end, or
Uh-huh.
sell them.
And another big thing that Albi also provides as well is having the option to have all 8 chests when you have a party more than 4, or whenever you have a full party of 8, you can pretty much funnel all your keys into one person to have a bunch of spirit stones for your ego, or even better yet, have Journeyman Reforges capped for that one run.
Yeah, you can pretty much cap Journeyman Reforgers in like one run, can't you?
Yep.
Like, you do that for every person in your party, that's a lot of Journeyman Reforgers, because you get like, what, 60 a day?
That's right.
Yeah, so everybody gets 60 a day if you're running with 8 people. Or if you're making it with the keys, they're also dropped from the keys, don't they?
Yeah, that's the best part. You don't even need 8 people.
Yeah,
You can just
so
do it with 4.
You can just get 3 other friends. You each get 2 chests worth of things, and like in what, 2 runs,
Exactly.
or in like 4 runs, you're just capped, right?
Yep, basically in 4 months, you're basically capped.
Which is really good.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Albi Advanced definitely probably the best dungeon to run.
LB Advanced just provides so much rewards.
Or Albi
provides
Advanced
so
Hard
many
Mode,
things.
rather.
Yeah, it just provides so much stuff to it. It's just that the Brundle is kind of just sitting there, and the only reason why to run Brundle is usually just for its pattern. I don't think there's actually any difference when it comes to BME or Chaotic Ruins when it comes to those drop rates.
The other thing you have to consider is the enchant drops. So in the enchant drops from Albi and Rundle are different, I believe.
They are.
So you have the chance of disaster from Rundle.
That is
I
correct.
I can't think of any enchants that drop from Albi off of the top of my head, to be perfectly honest.
Backbreaking.
Backbreaking? Oh, and Steel Needle, right?
Yep. Steel Needle and backbreaking.
Are you sure about the backbreaking? Hold on. Did they add that?
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty
I
sure it's from
thought it
Albi.
was only from Rat. I thought it was only from White Dragon or Phantasm.
Is it not inside of Albi? I could have sworn it was in Albi, unless there's another enchant that's by Steel Needle.
A backbreaking?
Are you sure you're not thinking of Burlesque?
I think you're thinking of Burlesque.
I probably am.
And
Burlesque
Burlesque is-
good.
It's very cheap.
Oh, is it? Dang.
Yeah, Burlesque is Albi Advanced Hard Mode.
Oh.
So yeah, I think it's definitely one of the 2 of those. Right? I think, well, the other thing is, like, I think you're more likely to get an Enchant enchant drop that's good than a boss drop enchant at all,
I do agree.
right?
So it would be usually disaster that would be overall better.
Yeah, so,
It's Sire Advance hard mode, just from what we know, is long lasting.
yeah.
I don't think that exists. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I read it like 200 times back in the day. I don't think it exists. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
The wiki is lying.
It's in the book.
Wiki.
Check the book. Check the book.
The book?
The
book?
Dungeon
Yeah.
Guidebook.
Yeah, the
dungeon
book.
guidebook.
The book.
The dungeon book that's
half
also
inaccurate.
that also is inaccurate.
Out of its
Oh, Dungeon
Sire.
Book's hella accurate. It even has like Sonata and Brainstorm in there.
Hmm.
Things
I
that
don't
you'll never get.
I don't
I'm pretty
even see
sure it
Sire
is
in
missing
here.
some things, to be honest.
Probably because there should have been some things added that are new.
You know, it's a bad dungeon when it's not even inside the dungeon guide.
Funny.
Bro, I need a fourth. I need a fourth for Glen Hard mode.
Right
Fucking-
now?
No,
When?
like whenever. As a
Right now?
static.
But you said.
A fourth?
What do you mean a 4th? Are you doing
For four manning?
Oh, you're doing 4-man?
Me and Zen can do a side.
Probably not me.
Yeah.
I'm a Final Fantasy player now.
I don't think my damage is strong enough for that.
Sorry, brother. My damage is not good enough for that too. It's way.
I
too low.
know. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck! Is there a Gary BFO here? Nope. There's a shit ton of people on Channel 5 doing Theta.
I'm on your stream, by the way.
Hey, yo. Wait. Where's my Theta, guys?
Meal.
Oh,
Hang on, let me.
we're doing podcast.
We're doing a podcast.
And
We're
then
talking about
Theta.
money making.
Yeah.
I'll be back later. Jesus Christ.
Dog,
I'll-
I got
I'll
some
ping you.
this.
What are you sending me?
It's in the text chat.
That's funny.
Dream talk about how giants and elves shouldn't get married. We need to keep elven bloodline pure. Elven bloodline pure was ruined when we saw the first. No, I'm joking. And we could just say the first time we seen the dark hair elf. How could they?
Dang.
That's toxic.
A Trada.
Actually, that was
Whatever.
really weird explaining that story, by the way. I never understood what was up with that about the dark hair elf. It was supposed to resemble that your hair got burnt out, like your sun, the sun
I
got
think it
burnt
was
out.
like
something
an I think it was like an ill omen or something like that.
Yeah, it was a bad.
This is like back in like Memory Tower days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they should bring the Memory Tower back and confine all the elves to never be able to leave the Philia area. I think that would be great. It'd be a positive change for the game. That way, the rest of us don't have to hear elves complaining about not being able to dual wield all the time.
I want to do wield crossbows.
You know, you don't have to hear. We don't have to hear. Let's see. What do the elves say? Give elves scythe talent. Give elves dual wield axes.
The
Rapier.
A rapier.
Give me the rapier.
We
skill.
did it.
We did it.
I think it was somewhere in the lore that they said we were proficient with that.
Yeah, they're like, give elves a rapier and give it piercing, and I'm like, a rapier is like traditionally used as like a piercing weapon. I know they're a stabbing weapon, but I don't think they pierce anything.
They were a piercing weapon. However, rapiers weren't really used in most combat because most
Yeah,
rapiers.
because rapiers are like a thin blade,
Yeah.
or a thinner blade.
Yeah.
They're made for like a self-defense when you're walking through like a city or something.
Yeah. They weren't really.
They're not like weapons for warfare, but like it's
Not pretty for wounds.
like you're not going through plate armor, which is like the understanding with piercing, I think, in this game.
Yeah. Like, play armor was more weak to, like, blunting stuff.
Yeah.
If you had chainmail at the time, oof, you knew you had a bad time.
Give it dual wield daggers. Daggers can be dual wielded by humans. They're swords. Come on.
No, Dream. Where you
He's
go?
elf player. Where you go, Dream?
I'm being kidnapped, but I'll still here.
What do you mean you're getting kidnapped?
What do you mean you're
We
getting
kidnapped
kidnapped?
you.
Let's see 100s.
With who?
What?
Who am I about to flame?
We're about to flame Nahida.
Never mind.
I don't know who that is. I love how Dream
Mahita.
always gives me names of people, and I like half the time. No, not even. Like 3/4 of the time, I'm like, who?
Nahida? The flame of the icebound reverie?
Never heard of them.
Really?
I saw them get a clear in the Juice Discord recently. Congrats
Yeah,
Oh.
With Sekiro too. It was pretty cool.
I know Sakura.
Yeah.
I don't know how near it is, so.
They're running with Aura's group.
They
Yeah.
mostly do raids with Raven.
Oh, that's why I don't know. I don't know
Back to
what
money
it is.
making, though. Yeah,
Back to money making. We need to teach
Ta-da.
Ninja Blue about things. Ninja Blue!
Yeah, where's Ninja Blue?
We're Ninja Blue.
He's probably watching the VOD right now. We're calling him out on the VOD from the past.
Toxic.
I think that's it for like the weekly passes things. So like the Friday like VIP passes, right? I mean,
Pick up
obviously you could run Baltane missions for scrimmage to get flying, and like you also get a decent amount of gold. Not gonna lie, just from the scrimmage drop. from the chest.
70k! 70k gold!
Yeah, you get a decent amount of gold from the chest, as well as you get a decent amount of Crusader XP from the potions. I feel like,
Yeah, you
not
do.
gonna lie.
You get like a decent amount.
So, like scrimmage is actually pretty good if you have nothing else to spend your Baltane Pass is on. Real fast mission, pretty good. Definitely the best Baltane mission to run, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. You can also run
Well, the best to run for gold, unless you're running the one for Broken Guardian Blade.
They,
Where did Broken Guardian Blade come from?
I think they got dropped from
I think it's raids.
all Peridot bosses. Something I don't know.
Yeah, they're all from Peridot bosses, so whatever gives the most Peridot bosses, which will be like to run. The one that makes you rotate from each thing, that one's pretty good too.
Knights of the
Yeah.
Round Table.
Gatekeeper's pretty good too. Round table's okay.
I've never got to one of these ever, but like I don't know. You could get them from fragmenting Silver Echo Stones, though. Come on.
True.
You can?
Yes.
Huh.
We're not
Let's
gonna.
frag blues.
We're fragging. I'm fragging blues right now for BMEs.
Yeah, I'm fragging blues also for BMEs. Doggy and I need our robe.
BMEs. We could probably talk about that later on. I'm pretty sure everyone will be kind of surprised about that.
About what?
And what Echo Stone's fragging too. I don't think a lot of people actually know.
Yeah, we can. You're right.
What's going on?
Let's see. What other money making opportunities are there? Should we talk about raids?
It might fall off.
Dragon scale frags are nice.
Raids are always so good. At least black white dragon, just for dragon scale frags. The coins are like icing.
I want to say black white dragon are always worth it. I want to say elemental ones are kind of in a weird spot right now. It's not purely because of other players as well. It's just in a very odd spot for anyone in any part of the game. Besides, I believe, end tier game, because right now, if you went from mid tier to late game and went there yourself and tried to defeat the thing by yourself, which obviously won't happen because you're not understanding the supplement or even know what the actions are going to take down this thing by yourself, even if you brio it. It's just, its health is just way too high for anyone around that general area, so they will need to always ask for a team. And that's not including anything with like reforges right now. So right now, it's on a weird spot for mid tiers and late and getting into late game. It's just a weird.
You really need to gear specifically for it.
Yeah, you need to gear specifically just for those elite raids, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it personally because I don't like the fact how elite raids are like this.
I don't think it's worth the investment. I think if you're investing in gear to do Ellie raids, it's kind of just a wasted investment. You probably won't make your gold back on whatever you geared for it. And like a lot of the things that you gear for it, like are very specific to the raids. Like you need Ellie Knuckles or something, and like Ellie Knuckles are pretty useless in pretty much everything besides doing raids. So it's like you completely just don't have Knuckles for like the majority of things that you would want Knuckles for, just because you want to do Ellie raids instead.
I mean, unless you're someone that only uses knuckles for uppercut, you know.
Yeah, if you only use them for uppercut, like go for it. But like,
but then you'd be rolling with your own reforges probably, so you wouldn't be buying that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't buy one if I had to choose. If I got it, you know, whatever.
It's just elite raids are kind of in a weird spot, and I'm not. It's just purely because of that as well. It's just purely because of that reforge. I'm not really sure how I feel about them because they were set up for mid tier to late tier, you know, for early like rank S and rank A. And the fact that if you have a rank A ERG 50 weapon and you go there right now, and if you don't have Ellie, you feel kind of underwhelmed and you're not 100% sure what you can really do to the thing itself because it just has so much health. And if you have like a team of 8 people with the exactly same setup as well, a good example is just rank A, like 2 pairs of rank A 50, 2 pairs of knuckle people, 2 pairs of archery people, and then 2 pairs of staffs. And you won't be able to like commit to killing all 5 of them within a team. It's just a little too much health and kind of, I don't know.
It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth the time.
Yeah, it's just not worth the time. It's just a little punishing because Alligator can do Impending Doom, Some of them don't do impending doom, and some of them use purification, and then
Oh,
sandworm.
alligator something because of the campfire.
The
Yeah.
campfire? That's not really that important, not gonna lie.
It's just, for the most part, if you're like mid-tier and getting into early late game and you're just building
Yeah.
your erg, your first one to get into S, I feel like those raids are just not prepared set up
Oh,
for
they're
that.
absolutely not worth it.
Yeah, definitely not.
I
I think Ellie raids were good at it at first, for money making. But I think like after like the first or second month, everything started dropping in price, and it just became infeasible to go for Ellie, and it's just not good gold. It's just a wasted investment. Sorry, Dream.
I still make decent-ish money. It's just definitely not what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be, and like having to like grind the gold to like make up for the cost of the reforge. Kind of annoying.
But yeah, I definitely don't advise that, especially with the support shotters.
yeah, that's a
I
no.
think if you have support shotters for it, like you zoom
They
into
kill
them, it's
it
kind
so
of free.
fast.
It's kind of free.
Because even
That's
with
weird.
like LE10, you're able to kill like Giant Croc in maybe 2-3 minutes, but you're just
That's
killing
kinda-
3
that's kinda
channels
long.
in this time I do. Yeah, but that's solo.
Old cow. That's really long. You should be able to do it a lot faster with support shot.
Yeah, with shot, yeah, they kill 3 channels at a time. I kill 1.
Yeah.
Dang. Fast boys.
Mhm. Yeah. Black dragon, black white dragon, good.
Good.
Everything
Yeah.
else, bad.
I just mix it with the rotation because
I
you
like
can do
Mach.
all the raids in time.
Can they nerf the Avalon raids, please?
Yeah, they really should nerf the
that.
Avalon raids to make them weaker.
I like that. I like Mach. Bring back Mach.
Mach.
Bring back the Mach.
Yeah.
It's
I like watching the roar go off and everyone just dying.
not even that. The only reason why I want those Avalon rates to come back, it's purely because of the cost of the materials right now for each thing, like monster cores and like,
I mean, aren't they really cheap because you can buy them from the shop?
yeah, they're pretty cheap because you need to buy them from the shop. But why do I need to buy them from the shop if the boss itself can drop it?
Yeah.
Also, the amount of like health to ratio to the reward is just way too high.
Yeah.
Like, the health points they have is just way too high for the amount of reward you gain.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can legitimately do a black dragon, just one, and it would do basically better than just 2 of them. And that's not even because of damage purely. It's just purely because they just recover health way too fast for any like main scenario of like an 8-player like party. It just
Yeah.
it's just a little too harsh.
Yeah, I can agree.
Mhm.
Alright. Alright, other than raids, what is there? We want to talk about Sidhe?
The city is good.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yep. If you just get Echo Stones to grade 20 and fragment them, you can get, what is it, supplements? Supplements you can probably sell in bulk for like 1.5 mil each. So that means every 4 runs, you get 1.5 mil. Which is already faster than Shadow Wizard Elite, not counting the fact that you also get stimulants that you could sell for a lot. Like, it's just a lot more money.
And that's not counting any of the like extra items that the Echo Stones provide you.
Yep. You also get other stuff. Like, you want to talk about some of the extra items? We said Broken Guardian Blade from Silver Echo.
We sure
But if you-
can.
But if you fragment the Blue Echo Stone, you can get Broken Magic Essences.
You
What
sure
else
can.
is there? What else is there, doggy?
There's
Cadenza.
yep, Canenza's there as well.
Yeah,
That's available.
Cadenza and Fear as well. Yep.
The other Echo Stones when you fragment them are pretty big as well. The biggest things for Echo Stones are here. Hang on. Beep, 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 beep. So yellows can get Broken Guardian boots, crossbows, and Nightmare guard relics.
Okay, so it gets Divine Powder.
Basically divine powder, pretty expensive. Red Echo Stones basically give you a bunch of, it's probably the worst one to fragment because they give you Broken Guardian armor, lance, seal chains, forged weapon pieces, and destroyed seal chains.
Yep, that's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. Silver Echo is probably the one that most people want to go for because it provides the Broken Blade and Bastard Sword and Condensed Chaotic Rune, Subtile Marks, Broken Seal Chains, and Firm Blade Fragments.
Total marks and firm blade fragments are nothing to joke about. They're pretty expensive in their own right
They sure are.
for being a Celtic material.
Black Echo Stone is kind of a weird one. It provides a Broken Guardian Shield, Amplified Alchemy Crystal, Shining Crystals, Enchanted Red, and the Magic Essence.
Yeah, I think that one's terrible.
And then finally for the Blue Echo, which I think most people will want to go for, it provides Broken Guardian Gauntlets, Broken Guardian Wand, Broken Magical Essence, Incompleted Seal Emblem, Deformed Ring Frame, and Forgotten Mage Gems.
I mean, a lot of those materials are pretty bad, but like the BME makes up for all of it, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because the prices have really fell off from them. Some of that stuff used to be really, really expensive.
Mm-hmm.
The gauntlets are pretty good, and the Forgotten Mage is pretty good too.
Any of the Broken Guardian gear is good because you can frag it into Divine Powder.
Yeah. Are these all just level 20 frags? Yeah, they're all just level 20 frags.
Mm-hmm. So you have a chance to get any of this stuff on top of getting your 1.5 mil supplement every 4 runs, on top of getting any Echo Stone stimulants. And don't forget that since you're fragmenting at grade 20, you're also getting finest stimulants instead of like fine irregular ones, and finest stimulants sell for quite a decent amount.
I almost forgot. You also have a chance of receiving an Ancient Golden Crystal or Magic Crystal.
Oh yeah, that is true.
I got one Ancient Golden Crystal from it, and that was pretty pog. I was like, no way! That's pretty poggers, bro.
Yeah, so finest Echo Stone stimulants right now are 175k each. So you get 3 every time you fragment at grade 30, so that's another 500k. So that's 200 or 2 mil every run guaranteed, pretty much.
Plus, all the gems that you receive from City are either 5 centimeters or 10 centimeters. That's nothing to laugh about. That's really good.
Yeah, you're also making progress on egos if you haven't finished them yet. Like it's really good. I think Sid is top tier.
City good, regardless of what rank. It's just advanced. Just provides a lot more.
Yeah.
I think
On top of Cadenzas.
yeah, I think even the easiest mode of City is really good. I'm not gonna lie. The fact that it gives you like 3 levels, right, for the easiest one, and then the medium difficulty, the advanced one, gives like I forgot what it is for difficulty for each one. It's like easy, advanced, and then hard, and then it goes from 3, 4, and then 5. Thanks to the big change. So it's really large, really big. Everything about City is pretty generally really good, really friendly, and nothing really punishes you in there, to be frank. Like, I think the only main reason why people think they need to go there is just to get a grade 30 Echo, but that's not really realistically the whole point of it anymore. Because I personally think grade 30 Echoes should honestly go down in price, especially nowadays when you can make a grade 30 Echo legitimately within 5 runs. I'm not sure why people are coping about this like 80 mil when it's like a low roll, like 30 Echo that's like 90.
I think Echo Stones in general have gone down in price, but like the higher roll Echoes are still somewhat expensive. So when you start getting into like the 115 territory, I think they're pretty expensive, and they deserve to be. The cost and stimulants is pretty high, so like if you don't want to do it, it's easy enough to do, but it's a long process that a lot of people won't do.
I think it's fine if they're above like 115.
Yeah, so like at that tier of Echo Stone, it deserves the cost, but anything below that is kind of whatever, I think. Anything below 100 should realistically only be like 20 to 30 mil, unless it has like a really, really good reforged thing on it.
Lightning roll, maximum damage, 10. Woo!
You mean 20? Right?
You're right. 20! You want it.
Yeah, and then you end up with one of these.
Oh yeah. My tables and contracts. What's this? Yeah, level 18 with 76
Oh,
intelligence.
70%. I bought it for 10 mil or something.
Woo! Oh, deserved.
I don't even know if this is worth anything. Its int is really low, but I think it's still gonna end up being decent.
It's still
I'll save
gonna
this
be
for
decent.
dark. I'll save this for Dark Mage to sell later.
Dark Mage.
Dark Mage.
Dark Mage. Let's see, the next one inside the dungeon guide when it comes to pass today is... Well, let's
What up?
honestly go from like which ones are like the least moneymaker to the best moneymakers. Because honestly, I think dungeons should be behind Sede because Sede just provides so much and like
Sid Hay is just probably the best. It is absolutely free money. You can run it any time. It doesn't require the Echo Stone event to get the grade 20 to fragment. Like, it's just the most consistent money. You are like making more money running it than like Shadow Wars at Elite by like 10 times, I swear.
we should go above Sede because I can think of like 2 things that can go above it.
Hmm.
I mean, obviously, do your Glenbrona clears every week.
Oh, for sure. Even if they're just normals, it's worth it.
Do we want to
Yeah.
include limited stuff in here? I feel like those are kind of straightforward of like, yeah, I know I gotta run them every week, you know?
Yep, run your Glens every week. Run your Proms every week, even if they're just like 80s. Or even if they're just 30s. What other limited time stuff is, or limited run stuff is there? It's just those
Data.
two, isn't
Data.
it? Oh, and yeah, run your Theta. Theta's really easy.
Data.
Let's see, want to talk about daily limited time stuff.
Uh-huh.
What daily limited time
Okay.
stuff is there?
Are you gonna say
That's-
Lords?
Bestia daily. Well,
Oh.
Lord's is a good one too.
Lords are a good one. You should do your Lords every day. Corb is probably the best one to run because the Corb enchant is probably worth the most.
If you get the Stardust one, though, that one's worth a lot.
The Stardust, the
appearance.
the wing form,
fragments.
Yeah.
yeah, they're worth a decent amount. No, that drops from both fragments and Corb.
Yep. You want to run those two mainly, I would say.
So you either want to run Corb or fragments, but I think I honestly think Corb is probably the better one to run. I don't think anything else drops from fragments. It's really worth it. Yeah,
Let's see, what other dailies are really worth doing?
Albin.
Albin's pretty good, yeah. Albin's pretty good.
Do your
uh,
daily Albin.
I think that's like the one thing that people kind of just look down on a lot. I think it's one of the more popular ones that more people should be running.
Yeah, even if it's just getting your totem is really good, and then everything else, like you get a lot of stones,
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of Crusader EXP. Should just run that.
Crusader.
Daily Finny Blossoming Gems.
Yeah, do
We
your
talked about those.
Fist blossoming too.
Yeah, we did technically mention it,
What
but it
about
is a daily.
what other content is there to run? I do think
I feel doing your Lords is worth it if you do have the passes.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it to buy passes.
You know what? I'm gonna say this right now. I think P.E.K.K.A. is worse than Coil.
P.E.K.K.A. Abyss.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. Why are you running it in the first place?
Of course, for my Ego Spirit quest stuff.
Yeah, you run it for the quest and then you never go back there. It's not good content. It's the same with Coil. There's no real reason to run them outside of special events where you need to
What do
run
you
them.
mean? I love getting Strange from there. Strange is like a 20 mil enchant, brother.
Is it actually? People don't use Arcane?
It's pretty expensive.
I think Arcane is like 3 mil.
Oh.
Kind of free. I don't know. What about Magmel? Magmel broken? Yes.
Yes.
If you
Yeah.
sell it, yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Where do I want to
It's all-
place it though? Above Sede or below Sede?
I think below said hey.
Let me think about that. Hang on. Put me on hold
I-
for now.
I think said
I
hey
think-
is too good.
I think they're kind of equal. Sometimes it depends on your RNG, but like I think
The Sid Hay is just consistent because you consistently make 2 mil every every
Well,
run.
it depends if you're trying to make your own echo. Like if you're doing that kind of way, then you're just fragging, right?
Yeah, but
Well,
like we're
we're
talking about running things to make a gold, not
Yeah.
running things like.
Okay.
We're talking about like pure money making.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now, at the very bottom, we have shadow missions. I forget to say Shadow Wizard Money Gang.
Mhm.
At the very bottom, when it comes to money making, it's shadow missions. Above that will be dungeons of hard mode and normal variancy. Above that, where we're now kind of deciding from Lord. No, I'm sorry, not Lords. Deciding Magmill or City.
I think they're both different. I think Magmel has a potential for higher gains, but Sid is just so consistent.
Both are pretty good. It's just
Magmel
Magmel
can
is
be
a-
argued to be consistent. Well,
Mhm.
it depends.
Magmill
It
offers
depends.
Magmill offers free repairs too, so it cleans up a lot of your costs. I think the main issue of Magmill for early game and mid game is the pit timers mainly. It's kind of hard to choose because you don't need pits for City, but you definitely want pits because of how far stuff are. But like,
Well, pets can definitely help a lot in Magmel if you like get the other stuff like the beads and the pet friend summons to help out, clear faster.
Which all come
So-
from Sid, or which all come from Magmel itself.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of investment to get a Magmel setup. That's the thing. But a Chief Indicate, you don't need any extra setup. At least, like,
that's what I'm
you
thinking. Like, which
but
one's-
Magmel's not that bad of a moneymaker
do
Yeah.
I want to
if you
put?
choose to run it.
I kind of want to put Magma behind just because you do need to set up in a pet timer that's really long, but City doesn't
you-
need that, and it's constant cash flow as well.
Are you gonna
Magma-
run everywhere in Sid?
No.
Then it also needs a pet.
You know what? I'm gonna put Magma behind City.
Okay.
I don't know.
Where
what-
is this tier list even?
Huh?
Where is this tier list even?
This tier list is legitimately being made right now, top of my head.
Nice.
Did you guys mention the daily squire at all during the daily section?
The squires.
I think squires have fallen off recently.
I don't
in
I
know.
recent
think
times.
Squires should
I-
honestly be removed. I'm not gonna lie, no.
Squires are too broken. If you do squires on a lot of characters, you will be very rich.
It used to be a lot more profitable. Now
It
I'm
used to
not.
be, but now it's still pretty profitable, I think.
It's like
Especially with
half
how-
of what I used to make.
Especially with how little effort it is to do every day, I swear.
Debatable little effort. I've heard a lot of people complain that it is too much effort. Like for me, it's not a lot of effort, but a lot of people think it's too much for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Like too much hassle.
I don't think it's too much hassle. It's basically just.
I don't think so, but this is the general consensus
Well,
from
in
what
the
I've
same-
gathered.
In the same vein of hassle, Dantes for advancement badges.
Yeah, I can see people just thinking that's hassle, but it is pretty nice profits from selling
And-
advanced. Yeah.
It's pretty decent profits. You can do it every day. It takes 5 minutes per character. You can just do smash. It's very easy to train up to Dan 3 on other characters on the same account and just bank trade all the seals over or pet trade them over. Pretty good, decent profit.
Let's see here.
You can do 2 dance per day now? Yeah, okay, so it's 10 minutes each character. That is true. It's literally double the profit it was before, but like now advancement badges are still probably around the same prices, I swear. Yeah, you're getting about 30k an advancement badge, if not more.
Yeah.
I think so. It's like pretty consistently good.
Let me just really scuff real fast.
And that means every dentist you do, you get per character. It's 10 per character. So you're making 300k per character in 10 minutes. That's pretty good, right? I think.
Have I already mentioned Festia Daily?
Yes, you have.
Festia Daily is a good one.
Is it?
Yes.
Or do you just want to see more people at Festia?
No, it actually is.
It's
This
pretty
is
good.
pretty good.
It's purely because of the ice stuff. We talked about this
The
before.
rosemary gloves. You're right. These mages will scam themselves by buying the worst glove.
There's always a market.
Yeah.
Always
is
the
there-
market.
Can you guys think of any other content that makes good money? Purifications, kinda.
Farms.
Broken log farming.
Broken log farming is actually so high up on this list. It's disgusting. I hate it.
There you go.
It's not wrong. It's good money.
Yeah. Part-time jobs. Holy water, holy flame farming, Phallus frac farming.
Yeah, that's true. Part-time job's decent. Especially holy water because of erg. Ergay. I'm just curious at how the erg mats prices will fluctuate once the event ends and we go back to normal rates.
I'm gonna use this. We're just gonna explain all this real fast. Hang on. This is gonna be like this Scapis like thing you're going to see. Like, I mean, it's gonna be purely like really horrible.
Oh, bro, it's the fucking Juice podcast. It's always garbage. We have no production quality.
What about the Sun Touch Shillian crystals right now?
Oh yeah, Sun Touch Guardian crystals right now. If you farm Treasure Dungeon, it's actually OP as heck. Definitely do that. People are blowing them up left and right for the creepy haunteds and their eerie spookies. The market is there.
Yeah, if you're feeling risky, you could try to make 4 Ancient Horn rings to sell. Some people might buy it.
Nos is saying this because he's farming Ancient Sun Touch Shillian right now, getting his
am.
4 roll prots so he can blow them up, and he's like, dang, I'd rather just buy these.
Wait, we could talk the pure red crystals that I do kick.
I think those are a waste.
Hey,
I don't know.
Red Pure crystals from Phallus, right?
Yeah.
Those actually do sell for quite a
Yeah, they
bit.
do sell for a bit, but I don't know, man. I just hate them because whenever you sell them, you're just scamming somebody.
It could be considered inconsistent compared to just selling the Phallus fragment, because the Phallus fragment you're
it's
guaranteed.
guaranteed.
The red pure crystal, you kind of have to gamble. Like, you should get one in the run, but you might not. You know?
Yeah, some runs that I get none. Some runs I get 5.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know.
You know,
I'm just
Valley.
gonna remove you.
What's E?
You should look at the stream real fast while I'm doing.
I mean, I see this. Like, I don't know. While you sort that out, I'll be right back.
Oh man. This is great. Just instantly making a new like tier list for my making things on the spot. Hilarious. I'm not gonna even get the icons for everything, honestly. Hang on, I'm just gonna put down like the things you want to do for your daily. Lord. I don't want him to. You know what? That's what I'm gonna call him now. Nah, I'm joking. I I wish I could just call them duties, honestly, because that's what they are. Or will you put Hazi in there? That's a really good question, actually.
I like Hasi. Hasi is a good one.
Hazi is a good one.
Ubis makes bang.
Yeah, he does.
That's how we can afford those Perseus bars. What about VHM Gurg? Or the Gurgan chance? Actually kind of profitable.
Game very
Gurg.
hard mode. I can actually reconsider. I can actually consider that.
Yeah, it's pretty
I'm not gonna
good. Gurgan chance, pretty expensive.
They are pretty
For
expensive.
easy content, yeah.
They did recently crash though, like really horribly. You can look at the
Mhm.
price on them.
Gurg mats, they can sell from time to time for a decent amount.
Yeah, I've been selling Gurg mats on the side.
It's more of a side profit thing, but not really like a main source of profit. But they do sell well when they do sell.
I don't even know why I'm making this look more fancier when I know the fact that I'm just gonna be throwing this away later on. Okay, let's see for daily things. Obviously Lords. Festia. Alden. Was the other thing that was really big for dailies?
Finny whistles.
Oh yeah. Betty. You know what? I think the daily Helwyn and magic crafting thing is pretty good.
Does it technically make money? You're saying like selling adventure seals one day?
No, it makes money. You're getting a decent amount of materials. Like it gives you like 5 shillion. Like it just outright like that for free.
The killing one doesn't the crafting one only give you like another crafting one for shilling gives you like one mysterious herb powder, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of dead weight. Not gonna lie, but you know, I'll take one.
I mean the
But the killing one is nice.
The killing
but
one's
I don't know
pretty
about the
nice.
crafting one. Crafting one.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
the daily Helwyn and magic crafting daily quests.
Well, I mean, you might as well do them, right?
Yeah, they're pretty good. They give a decent, decent amount of money. Not a lot, but it's still there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a daily. You might as well do it.
Did we talk about Hassie? Bro was asking about Hassie. Did you guys talk about it while I was gone?
No, we didn't.
Alright. I think Hassie's disgusting. Always. Pretty much.
I put Hazy as B just because of the RNG.
I think it's an hour a day where you get decent amount of gold. I think. On it. Like, you're expected to get a decent amount of gold. If you consistently go. I think I would definitely rate it in, like, C tier. Or B tier. I think C tier just because you have to do it at certain times. With a party.
I thought we were assuming infinite time.
Yeah,
I'm
look at
just
this
kidding.
thing. This has to be like
Oh.
this has to be like you constantly running it kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you consistently run it every day for an hour.
No, not even for an hour. I'm like you're consistently just there.
I mean, if you can consistently run Hassie, like, all day, you're probably making bank. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
I mean, you must be doing that. He's making bank, I'm pretty sure. He makes a lot. I see him get a leather a lot of the time when I'm there. And then I don't get a leather, but it's okay. I'll get mine next run.
Mm.
We did
What?
briefly mention VHM. Gurg for Gurgan Chant.
Ugashian chance tanked. I don't know who it was, but they started pricing them at 3 mil. And I hate them.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
so
usually
yeah,
it's good, but
Yeah.
unless you have people that ruin it, you know. That goes with most things, you know.
Yeah, that one guy.
That
That
was
one
so
guy
nice.
that undercut everybody by like 100% on Gurgan chance.
Good work, brother. You did it. You undercut everybody. Where should we put Gurg? Because of Gurg materials and Gurg very hard mode.
I think it's D tier.
Okay. And what about everyone else?
I think Gurgan enchants are nice to get. I think every other enchant is kind of meh.
The sheer amount of them you can
But like you
is-
do get a lot of Gurg mats, but I don't know how valuable they actually are because I don't know how much people actually buy Fanatics for.
The Gurk mats themselves range anywhere from like 30k to 70k each, depending on the day.
Yeah, but like you
Like
have
it's
to be able to
very
sell.
variable.
But is it easy to sell?
Sometimes. Sometimes
that's
I've
the
found
thing.
them to sell. Like they sell every now and then.
Yeah.
I don't list them too often, but when I do find them selling. So.
What else is there?
What do you like? Me
Transparent Catalyst.
yeah, for Zabak. What would you like me to put him?
But
I think it's very variable. I think the market is very volatile for transfer catalyst. They'd probably put it in C tier, maybe a low
it's
C tier,
too RNG dependent whether you'll get that one or not.
and then it's very up to the market prices to see if it's actually worth it.
Oh boy, what's it called again? For the Elite Tech passes? I forgot.
My noodles are all clumped together, guys. Help.
There it is. There we go. Let me snatch all this that we need. I haven't prepared any of this, by the way. Like, I'm legitimately doing this on the fly.
As the Juice podcast generally goes, we make everything up as we go.
We make pretty much everything up as we go.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Where's
gonna
the Scott?
I'm gonna use the Magical Stone play for Puri. Like, just Puri in general, by the way. That's probably This is probably a good spot to start talking about Puri. Since we
I don't
talked
know
about
what
the
there's
raids.
Puri is really good if you can run them fast.
There's the
Puri-
chance
Puri-
of solitude.
Puri
Yeah.
mats will always be in demand.
It just feels bad that DMF's got lower value though, so like
Yeah,
you lost
DMF
that source of profit.
Yeah, but
But-
like the real big thing has been the Puri mats themselves. Turtle chips, shackles, and stone plates. Cigar drop solitude, which is like 100 mil right now for some god awful reason. It's just good. Like I don't know. You also get like 10k gold each run, which isn't too bad. I definitely put purifications maybe in like B tier
Alright.
because you do ideally want to have like a full party. Wink wonk.
Wink wonk.
Wonk wink.
B tier goes. Badash! Behind raids or ahead of raids?
Behind. I think raids are just so free.
Actually, I should probably move the Magmel up there as well, actually. Just put raids like at the very top.
Do you think Hassie is A tier?
I think Assy is really 8 here because you can just stay there for more than an hour. You have unlimited access to it. You get leathers. You get apostle essence. You get the cool, awesome, radical yellow orbs of doom that you can sell and people buy. I have not a clue why people buy them, but someone buys them, and I have not a clue why. Besides, you know, for Nova, but like I have not a clue why they're buying it. They're legitimately dropped everywhere. So I don't know who you are, but thank you for buying my 100 stack once again for like 300k. Whoever you are.
Hasty can be very top tier. I think
Whoever-
if I sold every leather I got, it'd probably be one of my most profitable sources, to be honest.
Whoever that person is,
Yeah,
you're the
I
real
can agree.
man.
Hasty is really high tier.
They're the real man for buying my stuff. I don't know who they are, but thank you.
The noodles are finally breaking apart, guys. You've
I
done it.
mean, you spend an hour, maybe you get leather. That's almost a chrome mat.
Yeah, you get a leather, and then that's how many Shadow Wars elites? Someone do the math.
I'm not gonna.
So we just need to do the math so these people stop running Shadow Wars at elite because it's not good.
I say.
Let's just say approx 300 runs or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what we should totally add in here?
Hmm.
Musical math. Where do you want to place that?
I think musical math is completely worthless nowadays.
People still buy the things.
Hold
for some
on, how
reason.
much is Song Stardust still? Let me
I think
check.
they're still about the same price.
100 mil? I mean, it can still be good if you get lucky.
Yeah.
If you don't get lucky, it's kind of bad, unfortunately. It's very luck dependent.
Yeah.
Don't expect to get a Song Stardust within a few days. Sometimes it takes like a full week, not gonna lie.
Yep.
It's pretty rough to run it that much.
But in that time, you could have been running Sidhe for Echo Stone supplements and stimulants.
Where would you
Alright.
like to place it in?
I would put it in F.
If it is musical
I don't think
math,
it's consistent. I don't think it's consistent enough.
Instrument strings are 10 mil.
I was gonna say I feel like instrument strings are really
Melodic
expensive.
metal boards, how much are they? Hold on. Melodic metal boards, 69k each. I guess that's not too bad. And then melodic metal wood boards?
Harmonic
it?
wood boards. Is it?
Harmonic wood boards, yeah. Those are like 50k each.
What's the tier list this time? This is a gold making. We're talking about
making.
gold making.
Like, if you had a possibility to keep running this content like all day in one day, this is gonna be like the highest tiers of what can make the most gold for you.
Yep. But yeah, I just don't think musical math is it. I think the drop rates are too low.
Not
So-
song stardust. Musical strings are pretty uncommon, and middle what's it called? The middle ones, the middle metallic boards are pretty penny too.
Yeah, they're pretty common, but like the thing is finding buyers for this stuff. And I think the buyers market for a lot of this stuff went down a lot ever since they introduced Ergay.
Depends, because people that don't need Songstars still need the other ones. Like, if they're not doing Ergay, they will need the other mats, regardless. Because they're not going to do A if you can just do S without Songstardust, you know? I would say.
DM do the official VHM icon for the tier list. Is it Gerg nipples?
It's the Gig nipple. We put it in one up. Since all I'm using is the original Sin staff right now, it looks pretty
Yeah.
ugly right there.
Yeah, it looks pretty ugly, so we're just gonna put Gerg's nipples.
Yep. Gerg nipple has been applied.
Ziggurat nipple.
Alright, let's see what our
Yellow nipple.
by the way, I put Beltane in C tier because I think Beltane, even normal, just doing scrimmage, it provides you so many K, and you can do that every single in-game day.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad.
Hmm. Honestly, you can
Uh,
make the same amount of gold by going into Kraken Advance and killing the first few mobs. They drop a decent amount of gold,
Yeah.
and it might actually outbeat it.
Yeah, that
Just
is
from
true.
gold drops, maybe.
Yeah, we're talking
Mm.
about tech now.
No,
I
no, no,
mean,
but like, it's
we
not really
haven't talked
tech,
about
it's more
tech
like
yet.
gold drop, but like, mob dropping gold. Hmm.
It's pure gold from the chest, and if you have the passes, you can keep running it because you can run the normal one every single one in game day, and then for elite, it's the same amount of gold from the chest. You just get additional rewards with the 70k.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to have passes though to be able to spam it consistently.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just gate locks.
Yeah, but this is what we're talking about. If you have the
Yeah.
ability to run it all day,
Yeah.
like would it surpass like Gurg hard mode?
Probably, but I think it's also in like Shadow Wizard Elite terms of gold. Not gonna lie.
I'm gonna put it. Dungeons
Because
are
if you
really
think
good too.
dungeons are good, but I think dungeons could be in C tier, but I think Baltanes are F tier.
No, I
Like,
don't want to put Baltin in F tier because Baltin can also drop Broken Guardian stuff too.
Oh, that is true. Never mind. You're right. D tier.
I think I'm gonna put it behind
Rare,
Dungeons
though.
purely because there isn't anything that's like really high value like enchants,
Yeah.
and there's nothing really close to it besides
The high value thing is the
Broken
Broken Guardian Blade, which
Yeah.
is like how much mil? People are like 80 mil.
80 mil.
Yeah, 80.
Yeah. It's 80 mil, and some of the demonic weapons are pretty good. Like demonic knuckles are like 3 mil or something like that. It's pretty good. I guess they could be kind of counter like argument against dungeons, but I feel like dungeons just provide more variety.
We forgot about Daily Saga for the demonics.
You're right. Hang on, I'll put that in. Saga.
Saga.
Make its own tier for garbage. It's not worth it, I swear.
It is a daily. Let's see. What else is other content that a lot of people do? Because I do kind of want to put techs inside their own. I want to say Tech Advance versus Tech Elite kind of thing. Kind of having their own thing. I'm going to quickly get the message gem just for Tech Advance and then the pass for Elites. What do you guys think? I think Tech Advance and Tech Elite are completely opposites of how much they provide.
I mean, the thing is, you have to run advanced to run elite, so I think it's one and the same. I think techs are techs.
Alright. Message gem gone.
And I think techs are very good. You get a lot of gold from gold drops, and you get a lot of gold at the end chest from techs. Not to mention the fact that you can get like the sturdy leather straps, which sell for a good amount, or even if you're running advanced, you get the regular leather straps, which vendor for a lot. And you have the awakened strength things too, which vendor for a lot. You can get some decent enchants, but they're very, very rare. What else is there? Wild boar enchants. You can get wild boar enchants from
Wild
techs.
boar.
And a wild boar enchant on Thursdays on even months, you can trade into Stuart for like a restorative powder, which is like 300k easy. What else is there with techs?
You get guaranteed gold from 7N. Each room clear.
Oh yeah, guaranteed gold from 7N. It's actually a lot. It's like a considerable amount of gold, as well as if you're running advanced, faded fragments sell for like quite a bit. It's the same with what's it called, revived illusion advanced, battle worn covering sell for a lot. Because a lot of people want to craft those, but they don't want to run advanced to get the mats for them.
So what would you like to put inside the tier?
I think techs are A tier.
Techs A tier it is. Now I am gonna throw a curveball in here. I'm just gonna post a picture of it because I know we're all gonna agree exactly where to put it. And
What?
hang on, I'm pretty sure I don't have the actual image for it right now. Hang on, let me quickly bring it up real fast. while I'm looking for this image, let's talk about Crom. Where will you place Crom? Because Crom does drop differently.
I think Crom
I would
needs
split
I think
Crom up.
Crom needs 30 and Crom needs 100. If you,
Yeah.
those are the only two Croms that you realistically should be running. I think.
I mean, people run 40s. But
I don't think it's worth the time. If you can run a 40, why aren't you running a 70? It's the exact same
well,
thing. It's the exact same thing. You just routed improperly.
Did you want to break that up into 3 then?
No, I don't even. I think if you can run 70, that's why you can run 80, and like, I don't know.
I think
Well,
if you're running
the
40 to
jump from
70, you're
100
just
is-
trying it out.
Yeah.
But like you won't. Nobody really realistically spams it. Like you're probably like a struggling party, and then you'll go back to like spamming 30s until
Yeah.
you get enough gear.
Yep.
Do like hundreds.
Yeah, I can agree.
What do you like to
It's more of like a tryout system. You know, you want to
Yeah.
see glass.
Mhm.
You know.
Yep.
Would you like
Yeah.
to put like a 30% on the feather to resemble it as 30%, and then the adamite?
Why wouldn't you
cat
put a
marble.
marble?
Huh?
The marble?
Why wouldn't you put a cat marble for 30?
Because I don't remember what the cat marble is called.
A grumpy cat marble.
The cat marble.
Do I actually have it? Please tell me I have it, please. Please, 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 please. I don't have it. God damn it.
I think 100's profitable as shit. A tier, if you can clear it.
Yeah, hard to get 2 hearts. Woo.
Like I think it's pretty easy to get like 4 Crom mats a week
Oh,
just
easily.
from running 100, and
The
100s are
drop rate
pretty.
is just so high.
I think 100s are pretty easy.
You guys get 4 mats a week.
If you get all
You
10
guys get
players.
drops.
You guys get
No.
drops?
What? That's
Okay, we
crazy.
recode
Am I
the
just
recording,
unlucky?
and thank you
I'm
for
just a
pause
boosted
0 for
animal.
joining.
I feel like I've got
Welcome
like
to the
15
Champion
runs dry so
family.
far in a row.
What the
What the heck?
I think I got in like 3 mats so far off this week.
I don't know. During fever time, I was getting like back-to-back drops like every night. I swear.
Where were you put
You guys
Crom
are
30 in?
Boston.
I think Crom 30 is like a C tier. Yeah. I don't think it's the best, but like you might as well run it. Each run should only take like what 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for the image to show you. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
And the marble's not an ace either.
The marbles are pretty rare.
Yeah, they're too rare to be consistent, right?
Yep.
Well, it should be consistent, yeah. But, like,
F
even
tier.
compared to like some of the fans, that
Phantasm is a very F tier.
I agree with that
No.
one.
The only reason why we were doing the podcast from Phantasm is because I needed the stupid ego quest.
Phantasm's just so bad.
This content is not good unless you really want to dress for some reason. But like that's like the Yuikoest reason I've ever heard. Where's Yuiko?
Oh, good to know.
Glenn? I think Glenn is A tier. I think Glenn is the highest A tier.
Highest A tier, he claims. Anyone else wants to argue against that?
Smoldred threads are very profitable, so I agree.
Frost flame threads are very consistent.
I mean, frost flame, yeah. Wrong thread.
Yeah, the same thing. Smoldering's also worth quite a bit. But like Frost Flame's very consistent. Even in normal, the drops are pretty good.
That's right. We never said anything about the smoldering from Tex, how consistent they are.
Yeah, they're pretty good too. Tech's really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gun is just too good. Even if you're only running normal, it's just too good. And if you run hard mode, like of Winter Orbs and Terminus Crystals, all drop pretty commonly. Like they're really common drops, I swear. Like we haven't run that much, but we've already gotten 2 Terminus drops in our party. We've gotten a max scroll and a crit damage scroll. We've gotten like 4 of Winter Orbs.
I actually feel like the scrolls are a bit rare.
Yeah, the scrolls are fucking rare as shit, but like our party is actually boosted when it comes to getting good scrolls.
Fifth by hands, boosted RNG.
I think Aura got a mana usage reduction, Dark Arc key run. Feels bad.
We need a better shortened name for crystallized remnants of winter. They're just called of winters, man. They're just called of winter. Just call them of winter. There's nothing in the game.
Lowercase o, though.
You can call them OWs, right? I'm just kidding.
OW2.
Even shorter. OW2.
Crow. I don't think anyone's gonna call it a crow. I think you're coping, bro. Come on.
The cope.
I think the easiest way to say it is just winter orb. But think of it on the bright side, bro. You got a winter orb in your inventory, right? They're at 40 mil right now, value. Surely they go up more on the weekend. A bop caught on? What do you mean bop caught on? For Blessing of Protection? I think that one caught on because I'm sure that's something WoW players are saying. Because there's a paladin skill in WoW called Blessing of Protection, and everyone just calls it bop.
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 It's like that one was an already existing acronym for the same thing, I swear. Me and like the 2 other WoW players that play this game, we knew it was called bop.
Alright, what do you think about Theta? Where will you place Theta?
Theta's A tier.
Okay, but where in A
Here's
tier?
mine.
I mean it's 3 free mil a week, dude.
So above crop.
It's 3 free mil a week. It's three free mil a week. Well, it's very easy to do. The enchants sell for like 100 mil each for some god awful reason. Enchant the title's pretty good, and then like you get your bag.
So above Hatsi.
No,
So above Tech.
no, I think it's fine where it is.
Now, I pulled out the Erg Catalyst here just to represent everyone who's making Erg materials for both S and A. I think that seems pretty fair, I'm not gonna lie. I know fine leathers are expensive, but I can't put all the stuff all in one section. Like, yeah, one is better than the other. No, brother, they're
There's
basically
all in one
the
section.
same.
Simplicity, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I would arguably put it right spot in the middle just because of how much it actually does contribute. Like, HP
I
potions.
think Erg materials are pretty B. I think they're so simple to get into, and so simple to make that it's just free money. Like everything else requires something. Erg mats are just so easy to do. You can literally AFK for tough threads.
Or potions.
Yeah, or potions.
Or
like
potions. And where would you like to put broken logs?
the most profitable erg mat, considering labor to sell price ratio, find handmade bandages.
Yes.
You buy the common fabric from the vendor, you turn it into bandages while AFK, and then you sell them in the auction house.
You simply just stand in front of water.
Yep.
It's surprising how many people actually buy it too, because I'm doing it.
Yep. People buy that shit up.
It's kind of surprising.
People are psychopaths. I think logging is, as much as I fucking hate logging, I think it's A tier.
What do you think, Nos? You know, it gets
I think logs sell really consistently, and for like 300k each, it's definitely more profit than Shadow Wizard Elite. I think it's just the thing with logging is it's the most mind-numbing thing you can do.
Yeah, it does break my muscles a bit after a while. Like my hands start to get sore. But you know, I guess if you were to do it without
But if we're talking about
ignoring that,
for like a pure profit perspective, I think it's just way too high. Right?
you do have to put a bit of money in, like the reforge cost, but like you do make your money back.
Yeah, you guarantee make your money back, but like, it's crazy. Make sure you buy your reforges from your favorite vendor. Or your favorite factions render on a Wednesday for the most profit.
Oops. I've been buying them on my giant when I broke in lock farm. Oops.
Oops.
I forgot that was a thing.
Let's see what else comes to mind when it comes to stuff.
I do want to go back to erg materials to like find it. Obviously, like sheep shearing is really good. Cobweb farming really good. I think potion making good too. Is there anything else that's like really worth it to do for erg mats?
Leather straps mostly.
Yeah, fine leathers.
Fine leathers. Since you can save a lot with tailoring as well, so it's always going to be value. It's always going to be money.
Yeah, but like, how are you getting the fine leathers? Are you just advertising a fine leather buying party?
Pretty much. That's what most folks try to do.
That's fair.
Let's see what other moneymakers are top of my head. There is actually one moneymaker that Dream does a lot, but I don't think he actually realizes it that much
commerce?
himself. Oh
Is it
yeah,
commerce?
we should honestly add commerce in here. I almost forgot about it.
A big
Almost
boy
forgot about it.
commerce? Making
Oh.
several mil a week?
Oh.
Why
Yeah.
was the back?
Yeah,
It's pretty free money, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's free money.
yeah. Were you gonna place
Is it-
that one, huh?
This is making money for all you're sleeping, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
B tier. B tier.
B tier. Ready to.
You don't make the most money per hour, but like, you're also doing it literally while you're fucking asleep, right?
I think I
That's good
get
money.
about a stack and a half per
Yeah,
night.
and just for anyone wondering, that we're talking about the materials you need to make Far Darig bags. You pretty much just AFK fish for the fiber thread bundles.
Hmm. Huh. Yeah. Meh. Meh. I'm gonna throw another curveball for you.
I don't think this is a curveball. I think this is D tier. The thing with this is, it's good money. They're very common drops, very easy to get. The problem is the market isn't. You're not selling a ton of them, so you can only sell so many a day, and that's the problem with it. There's only so many people that need their hailstorm every day,
True.
or their
Or
generation.
generations. Should we honestly come to that up this snow crystal as like a quest item? You know, for like armadillo claws or like anything like that?
I think the other materials are not really worth that much. I did Kraken recently, or G23 recently, and tried to buy them, and they really weren't that expensive.
I know I sold a stack of like armadillo claws for like a hefty like 750k. So I guess it's basically like a snow crystal at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And where would you like to put merchanting? Because obviously there's flying merchanting. There's also the other one. I don't see Ruination Mats here or Krakenheart. You know
There's a
what?
tech pass.
Just
There's
because
literally a tech pass.
just because someone brought up the Krakenheart,
You were talking about Krakenheart separately, because I think Kraken is like absolute D tier.
I think Kraken's just absolutely just D tier. I don't care what anyone says. I think
No, I
Kraken tech is pretty bad. I think all other techs are just more
Yeah.
valuable.
Every other tech is more valuable.
I think it's
I don't know
just-
why people have this obsession with Kraken for gold, because it's probably the least gold efficient tech you can run.
It's just takes a decent amount of your time. You have to wait
I
for
say as
gold.
I AFK an entire run, come back, say, wait, I punched the boss once, I get a key, and then get a Kraken heart.
This guy.
Where were you like
Yo, I did-
face merchanting?
That was hilarious. I think merchant, I think commerce. So like bartering is very valuable. I think bartering is disgusting.
I really go 6 mil, brother. 8 mil,
Yeah.
10 mil. It's kind of crazy.
And like, but air commerce also pretty good. I don't know much about land commerce though. I like going for limited goods, but I would assume it'd be still pretty decent. I would say B tier.
I kind of want to stick it into C just because you are limited for every single week for air commerce and bartering.
You're limited for air commerce and bartering, but realistically, that takes up the majority of the average player's playtime.
It's true, yeah.
Like assembling all the barter mats, and then actually doing the bartering, and then assembling, and then like doing the air commerce. Like it all takes kind of a decent amount of time.
Making the bar that takes a while though.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it all takes kind of a while.
It just
So, like,
takes a little while.
I think it's a B tier thing. I think.
It's not like you're sleeping through it or anything like that, like the dull bags. And it's not like you're crafting a bunch of potions all at once. I have can. So obviously it'll be behind these two. And it's not like too click intensive or like focusing like main drops as, you know, Puri. So I think putting it at the very end of B tier is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If you're
We don't have
generalizing it, we do
We
have
don't have
Alban.
Albin on here because it's just like a daily thing that you should be doing no matter what. There's no reason not to do Albin every day.
Yeah, Alban's considered as a daily to us because you might as well just do your 3 or 5 runs as of this moment because of master plan.
Literally no reason not to.
Albin also has a lot of selections that you can gain money from. You can do Albin Gym of Paradise is a pretty good one. A lot of people like 10 centimeter ones.
Yep.
I personally think they're overpriced for what they are. 2 mil per 10 centimeters is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think Albin SS is a fucking scam. I think before you see a Dawnblade, you could have sold those stones for gold and have just bought a Dawnblade when it drops. I think that's the real funny thing.
I love the fact that the thunder just struck down after you just said that, by the way.
Yeah, they knew. They knew. It's just not it. I don't know. People have to run it for them to actually drop. But like I don't know. I'm not gonna be one of those people, and I don't think it's the most efficient use of them. Is what's a Dawnblade? It's let's see. 3 in 100,000 chance.
Let's see here.
So let's see. It's a 3 in 100,000. So let's plug that into a calculator. Where is it? 3 over 100,000. So that's 8. I don't think I can even calculate something with that low of a percentage with this calculator.
I'm actually gonna place it on another curveball because I know it's gonna be brought up and I know people will talk about it. Because it is a common one too. Where did I place it? There it is. What if you're running an Albin? It says for gyms. So yeah, like I said, there it says it's just for like Albin, like 10 centimeter gyms. The new ones are like 2 mil each. That's kind of overpriced for me personally, but people get them. So
yeah, but I think they're pretty good. Like you pretty consistently get the 10 centimeter ones from Paradise at the higher tiers, I think.
yeah,
And like people buy them. A lot of people are doing the Ego, so I guess it's not too bad. But Albins are definitely a daily thing that you should be doing every day.
so I'm gonna say this one, and you guys can either agree or disagree. Part-time jobs.
Part-time jobs. I mean, why are
Like
you using a
Terabang?
nail? Why are you using a nail instead of a holy water?
God damn it, fine. There's also the Phalius fragment. I'm just saying. Or do you want them separately?
I think the Phallus fragment is just too big of a gamble.
What about Holy Flames?
You should be doing both if you're doing part-time jobs, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you could be doing both.
Like you don't have to do one or the other. You just do both.
Yeah, that's true.
Fallius frags, you could just stand there and just keep logging on your different characters on your account and just cycle through until you find someone that's not AFK. You might get multiple in one day
Yeah.
if you're
You know,
fast.
you could get a bunch of guild members too.
Also, before I forget, Dyson thing. What would you categorize that as, Dai?
I know nothing about that or something.
Because Dyson, you know, the Daily Well, and then they synthesize.
You're right. I'm not really
I don't
sure
know.
where
Some
to
people
place
make money
that.
off of that, but it's kind of a weird market.
It is a really weird market. It's a very fishy market.
But people do it. Like those dye shops, you know. Do they make money? I don't know how much. I mean, they must make money. People should be buying them. I don't know. I've never done it too much, so.
Yeah, and Fashion Noogie just lives off dyes too, so it's kind of hard to put them in there. Dice gambling, what?
I'm gonna go eat BRB.
Okay.
Dice gambling.
Okay. Yeah, I think dyes are always a really good market. I don't know much about like how well the dye market is though.
Some people
I-
gamble using
I don't
dice.
think literally gambling is a good money maker ever.
I don't know about that, brother.
Come on, man. If we're gonna start talking about stuff like that, you're probably better off going to Las Vegas, gambling money, and then if you win, buying an X with it. Like, if we're gonna talk about literal gambling, like, you know, I think that's where we're at, right?
Yeah, I don't think that'd be considered inside any of the money making itself. Alright, so here's the 4 items. I have here Holy Water, Holy Flames, Dyes, and Fallius Fragments.
Holy water A tier.
Holy Water, A tier it is.
I think holy water is just too good. It's very free. It requires literally nothing. You can do it on all of the characters on your account, right?
Yes, you can.
Yep, and you just rotate through all of them every day. And you just get free money. And the holy water sells very fast. It's a very liquid item. It's always in demand.
It's also inside the, what's it called? Rank A erg.
Mm-hmm.
So really needed. Really needed.
Yep. It is exactly like advancement badges. The only thing is holy water. Holy water you can farm a lot more often.
I forgot to put in advancement badges.
Oh yeah, you didn't put the advancement badge thing.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry about that. Hang on, let me quickly get them. We talked about them a little bit. I forgot to get them.
Yeah. We were talking about it before you started making this tier list.
I know. I just didn't expect it to get into this deep and actually thinking about it, and it's actually a lot more thorough than I thought. And I was like, oh, geez, these are actually really good things to think
I
about.
thought this was gonna be the fast podcast day.
Me too.
That's what I think about every podcast day, and then it's hour 2.
And then we get into it.
I do think advancement badges are pretty good, but holy water you can do multiple times a day, unlike advancement badges. But advancement badges are still pretty good. Just a little harder to sell, I would think, but still really good.
Holy water sell like crazy.
And your holy water
getting
sells so quickly.
Mhm.
I guess technically this is a daily. Do I really want to put the icon for advanced badges? Probably not.
What, the advancement badge? Enchant selling? What?
Just gonna put it down here for now because I think then it's actually considered as a daily.
Or I guess Dantes are a daily.
What about Holy Flames?
My Holy Flames are a little harder to sell.
I think with the part-time job change, they're gonna make it harder too.
Yeah, I mean, with the part-time job change, all of these get harder to get.
I think you would
All
put
the
them in
part-
like C.
I think I'd put Holy Flames in C. But it depends on how many are on the market. If you're the only one posting on the market, I think you make a lot. And you would sell.
And what about Fallius Fragment? Fallius Fragment is somewhat important for multiple things. I'm pretty sure we all can agree with that.
Yeah, you need two a week, I swear. You want to run Crom, and then you need to run your Glenhards, and you're like, okay, 2 a week.
But what about an average player like Dream?
The average player does not need them at all.
What do you think, Dream?
What? Average player like Dream?
You what? What do you mean what?
God.
What do you mean what?
Fine, I'll put him in just for you.
Uh,
There you go.
Why are you putting those in?
Because Dream does it, and it's a moneymaker.
I think Dream actually makes a lot more money than you'll make with Holy Flames in this. C tier.
I actually make a good amount. Maybe 15 mil a day.
C tier.
Wow.
Would it be behind merchanting or above merchanting?
C tier.
I don't know, Dream. You're not arguing about it.
I think it's kind of maybe though. It's not a market I really mess with too much.
B tier this.
I think the
Yeah.
problem with red pure crystals is you have to find people who actually want to buy them and scam themselves.
It's usually the ones that are doing commerce that buy those. Because they just have so much Ducats laying around that they go for it.
I think Fallius Fragment can't possibly an A tier part-time job.
All right, we like to.
If you could do it consistently, it would be. But since you can't, it's fucked.
Bam. B tier.
The fact that half of the like 80% of the time you're gonna have someone AFK.
But they're always in demand.
They are always in demand, but the fact of the matter is you will fail most of the part-time jobs you do.
That's true. So we like to put it in C tier just because of how high the failure is.
Yeah, I'd put it in C tier. I think.
What do you think, Dream?
Honestly, even with the fails, you still make a good amount. I mean,
Yeah, you still make a good amount. But the thing is, like, I don't know. You just get AFK so often. It is good filler content to do, like, while you're in between things waiting. Might as well, right?
So B2?
I could argue for either C or B tier.
How about high C?
I could agree with high C.
Because I think it's more consistent than a Catalyst, and I think it's just more in demand than a Catalyst. And I also
Oh, for sure.
I also think it's just more common than a Cat Marble or anything from 30%. That's really high drop rate because when you get any values, it's basically a 30%, but with a little bit more cash on the side, and you can totally get like other stuff from it too. Ah, Chess Mobby, Chess. Welcome to the Chin Champion families. Chin Champion family. Where all the Chin Champion,
Champa.
where all the Chin Champas jump around.
I don't think that was the line that you used for the longest time. Wasn't it something different?
It was definitely something different. I just don't have the line anymore popped up because my computer wiped and I don't know where it is now. Alright, I think we covered basically most of the money makers. Besides, obviously,
Talk about the real moneymaker.
talk about the real money maker. Okay, hang on, let me bring it up. Actually, I'm just gonna post a picture of it right here, and people will probably wonder what the heck that is. If I can find it. Where is it? Could have sworn you were here. Where'd it go? Is that at top? No. Dang, and I don't even know its actual name as well. That's the worst part.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Hang on. Once I post it, you would know. Once I find the bloody thing. There you are.
The dull bag picking stuff up. Bro, these things are disgusting. You didn't pick up your free wild boar enchants from stuff, or your enchants that drop from content that you run, and then you trade them in for the stupid restoration powder for it, and it's so free. Like this stuff sells. Because you get people who you just get people who YOLO slam things and like their end game weapon and just brick it because they're clowns.
Somebody to get you be in.
I think this is a B tier. Because I don't think this is something that you actively farm. I think this is just something that comes to you.
I'm gonna put it above merchanting because it's really passive, but you can't sleep on it kind of deal.
Yeah, you have to pay attention and know exactly what enchants are available for it. Alright, I was talking about let's see. Google search. Alright, the federal minimum wage. Wow, New Hampshire is $7.25. Jesus Christ.
It's pretty low actually.
On average, you're probably gonna. Let's see. Federal wage. Average minimum wage. Or the federal minimum wage is $7.25. Assuming you're paying like taxes and everything, right?
Yeah.
It's probably S tier to work at McDonald's and buy NX, isn't it? in terms of gold, right? As Code Boo says. Thoughts?
I'm back.
Hey, Nas, thoughts?
Of what? Of what?
Yes.
Exquisite reforges.
If you did Gloomies, that's the only reason.
No, we're not talking about gambling.
We're not talking about gambling. We're talking about you just straight up just buy them.
Yeah, just buy them and sell them. We're talking about the gold efficiency for working at McDonald's.
No.
Yeah, it's the highest paying thing if you don't have bills to pay.
If you had the ability to just play the game for almost 9 hours a day as a working job, you might as well just get a job and just buy reforges.
Yeah. We did it, guys. We beat Mabinogi. We figured it out.
Pay to win.
We did it. You just gotta spend money. Spend real money for in-game power. You know what game would never have you spending money for in-game power?
He's gonna say it. Pulses.
What are you gonna say?
Pulses, that is true.
Pulses.
Pulses.
It's a game purely based on your skill. A numpad rhythm game you can play directly in your web browser.
Now tell me, Nos. I really hate playing Osu because I feel like the exact second I miss one, I have to start over.
Well, good for you because Pulses is only based on accuracy for your scoring. Your combo doesn't matter at all. Missed one, it ain't the end of the world. Don't need FCs, just need accuracy.
By the way, if no one is catching this is a Pulse's ad right now.
It's always a Pulse's ad. Our entire stream is a Pulse's ad. People just don't know it.
Right now at pulse.cc.
Pulses.cc, everybody.
In your browser.
And your browser.
Play my map, please.
Yeah, Among Us in
Playoffs.
real life. Jelly. Ski. Can you guys think of any other money-making things? What about
events.
selling your services to that one guy that randomly DMs people to ERP?
No.
I can't be the only one who got DM'd by that guy randomly, right? Please.
No, it was only you.
Only you, brother.
I think that might as well
Only
be
you.
working like IRL. Like you're basically doing work,
Yeah.
you know, for a payment. I feel like that's just like IRL kind of work.
Yeah,
Except they're just paying you in gold, I guess. I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
You're being hired part time.
I'm just saying, that's all on you.
I can't believe my characters are the only ones that get DM'd by that person. It's a real weird.
I mean, we could think of obscure ones like perfumes and magic powders,
Magmel.
like power up pets.
Magmel.
No, not directly Magmel, but you like going in and trying to farm the small red, blue gems, trying to make magic powders.
Are you trying
then
to
make
tell
it
me to do
perfumes.
ghost cloaks in the magical library?
I mean, it is something you can do is sell magic powder, or better yet, just make the perfumes and sell that too. Like, it is something, right?
It's
People
pretty-
make money off that, but it's pretty
Pretty
obscure.
That's. Are we
You can't,
actually?
even, you can't even say like it's bad, but like there are a lot of really weird, like, obscure ones. But I feel like we should stick to like the main ones, right?
I don't. Yeah, we're gonna say I don't want to like bring up those like.
How
really
weird do you want to
ones.
get?
Like main ones, like broken log farming, you know, the more common ones.
Okay.
Like
There is a Karu dungeon.
books.
Are you talking about our dungeon books?
We can talk about
Yeah.
general books. Oh my god, we forgot about Avon.
What about
There
Avon?
is
MA.
artifact gathering, and there is dungeon generation that you can endlessly farm books for, because it's the only drop in that pool. I forget which dungeon it is. The book's like 4 mil.
Do we count fames?
I mean, just do your fames, guys. It's free.
I'm gonna put that as a daily. I'm not gonna lie.
More like a
Okay.
monthly?
Or like a fucking once a month. Maybe like more like a one daily. You do a one day.
Is that the symbol for fames?
No, that's martial arts. isn't it?
No.
I think martial arts is F. You really farming witch incense?
Pretty sure you're like only try to get that daily adventure seal or voucher dungeon completion. I don't know. And that's about it.
I kind of want to
Uh-huh.
say this is basically everything for Avon.
What others?
Like rosemary pattern. fishing?
Rosemary pattern fishing.
Rosemary pattern, wild fishing.
Ice silk farming.
Gold play
shooting-
page selling. Gold
I
play
think-
pages.
I think this is all
Shearing
out there.
sheeps. The highest gold money making one is Fortis Expedition.
Warren Bras.
Highest money making, really? Even with how long the mission is?
That shit is awful.
It's pretty long, but it is the best one out of all of them.
I thought MA would be faster because you can run it so quickly.
Yeah, MA is better. But I'm just gonna category all of those all into this one for Avon because I don't want to separate all of them into their own little section because I think everything in Avon just relates to each other and should all.
I think everything in Avon is garbage. Not gonna lie.
Okay, I do know people that AFK fish all day and just sell gold play pages all day.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think you make more gold AFK fishing at the Scuba Teen.
He's not wrong.
I guess they did it more before Squabtoon was a thing, I will say.
Yeah, I think before, yeah, you might as well have.
Gold play pages were expensive.
They are still kind of expensive now, but you really need to rely on getting a lot more of them. And you can transform your bronze, silver, and faded ones into the next tier now, so that's
Alright.
You can
I forgot
also
about
just do
that.
your daily adventure seals, so you can buy your pattern from the adventure seal merchant.
Okay, but like for the people that don't know that and are trying to buy your pages off you, you know?
Yeah, you gotta just scam the people. You're right.
I mean, that's a lot of the market these
Yeah.
days. Like,
I would honestly put Avon in general in a really bad, like, low D tier.
Really?
yeah, the last time I went to Avon to make money was like never. I don't know. I can't remember.
I say scamming people with what were we talking about scamming people with?
The pages, the golden pages.
The pages. It's the same thing as scamming people with the red pier crystals so they can get their 2% wave sweeper.
You just said that in front of Dream.
Dream doesn't have a 2%.
10.
Yeah. Also kind of not good, but like I don't know, if you've had it for a really long time, I guess, you know.
No.
What else can we think here? Cause we got everything cleared in dungeons. We got everything cleared in Baltoon. You know, Squires. We have Puri. We have Magmel. We have City. We have raids. Yes, it is a dragon scale. I don't care. That's pretty much the only reason why you're doing raids. You can shut up. Holy Waters, which are part-time jobs with Holy Flames, with Phalius Fabrics. We have Dice Emphasizing Market. That one's a scary one. No one really touches it though. It's a really weird market, but a very popular market. We have Cat Marble for 30% Crom. We have Anime for 100% Crom. We have Tech Pass for all techs in general, because all techs are pretty good.
That's not an adamant, right? That's a fucking dark erg chunk.
I'm going to hurt you. We have crafted leathers for Hassie. We have Gurg in general, even in hard mode. Pretty bad, pretty good, pretty bad, pretty good. We have Kraken at the very bottom because honestly, Kraken needs to drop other stuff because yikes. Avon, really horrible. Snow Crystal and Quest items, A-okay, but still pretty bad. Shadow missions, only 3 of them are pretty good, 1 of them is not bad, and pretty much the rest are pretty poo-poo. Musical Math, what are you doing? Rabby Phantasm, what are you doing?
You're doing ego quest, what do you mean, what are you doing?
Shut up, you. Sleeping mode, when you want to make your fraud egg bags. Erg materials, let's be honest, you should be doing that whenever you're on the game AFK anyways. Stop wasting your time. Wild Boar scrolls, yes, they're good. Data, good. Glen, good. Mackers, pretty good too. Go back to working at Mackers. Get more reforges, please. Bring down the market.
Buy gachas with your McDonald's money. So I can afford creepy haunted easier, please.
I think I just said everything besides Magmel, which is the little pretty flower, which I think is
We
really
never
good.
talked about Magmel that much, but like, dang, Scented Silk's valuable.
Yeah, sentence sense
Dang.
value.
Beads, valuable.
Bees.
You know, something about bees that I learned, did you guys know that there's a dead bee code for color code?
I thought you said there was a bank code to claim a dead bee as a reward.
No,
There's
no, like there's a hex color code for dead bees.
Huh,
Why?
interesting. That's funny.
The hex color it's like D3 something.
This sounds like something that people made up.
Hmm.
Alright, do your dailies, do your lords, do your Festia, do your Albans, do your Fenny whistles. do your Hellwind and magic crafting killing
Yeah.
thingy. Saga, seals,
Combat. E.
advancement badges, themes.
There's the color. I've posted it. It's D3DB33 and it's a yellow color.
That's funny, actually.
Yeah.
It'd be.
But
You know what? Magma is really good. The point that
you know, we
people
never
need-
talked about. We never talked about Royal Society coins.
Stardust boxes.
Fine.
Stardust
Gambling.
boxes. I'm joking. They're not that important. You should just be doing them every week anyway.
It's just a gamble. You're not really making.
I'm gonna just put it in a daily, to be honest with you, brother.
Bro, you're not making any money, but I got direct dies from it, and those direct dies are expensive as shit. They're good for very minimal effort.
Meh.
Damn, I got 3 hearts from those runs.
Dang. Hear that? He got 3 Kraken hearts, just like that.
Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Kraken hearts.
he's loaded.
What? I'm doing Prom 100.
Dang.
Ooh.
He got 3 Glen hearts. Everybody do your
Yes,
chrome.
Wait, what a terminus is that? I need to know how much I entered myself by not selling. They're at 400 again?
Lol.
These people are crazy. I'm still not selling. Madge.
Uh,
But it's 800 mil that I could have? No.
yeah, true. And you see how easy they are to get.
They
But
went up
my
after I sold.
fashion-
Okay. No, bro, I sold his and they already
Fashion
went back
later.
up.
No, the average price for sold recently is 350, bro, so don't feel bad. Just the cheapest one is 400. No, I'm gonna keep mine. I want my mage robe for my style tab.
You know what? I think I'm done making. I begin to say removal enchanted experience scrolls, but like I feel like that's in seals. So
I used to do that and sell them for actually a good amount of money, not gonna lie. But that was back when I could sell one for like 700k.
I think you can still sell them and make them too, and they're pretty expensive.
They're very easy to make. It's just poison herbs and paper, I think, and then the powders.
Yeah. You know what? I think they do deserve their own spot.
I don't.
Yeah, you can create them yourself, and you know
You can, but they're like really cheap now, I think.
they're still like around 100k each. It's still pretty decent.
Hey doggy, what about duping ingots and selling them?
I feel like that's kind of an erg spot. I'm not gonna lie.
That's fair.
What about the ore frags during metallurgying though?
Why didn't you use an enchant expiration removal scroll, and why did you use just a regular enchant scroll? What does that even mean, doggy?
Oh, hang on. I probably picked up the wrong enchant because I have both the enchants. Yeah, I have both of them here. Both the enchant and the enchant experience removal. I'm just gonna put it in D just because how convenient it is and how easy it is. Like, you legitimately can do it on any new account and just give it the materials, and it has a pretty high percentage of creating it. So
You need handicraft.
yeah, you just need handicraft. Apparently, you can start it at level 9, and it's 59%. Smoldering Farms. I put that.
I think Smoldering Farm, you kind of just run Smolderings and get them from any of the content listed here, so I don't think targets farming Smoldering is necessarily
a
here.
bunch of what's it called, Ika abysses, but other than that,
I did brought up Pick Abyss and Coil Abyss in here.
It's just not it.
It's just not it.
It's hard to get the pass.
Like, if you want it for Smolderings, why aren't you just doing Tex instead?
They're just, I don't know. The passes themselves are really annoying to get, like, consistently. But I guess if you had the option to run it all day, I guess we could put it in like the very bottom.
I don't
You could
really know.
spam Shadow Wisp for passes for Pika Abyss. No, I'm just kidding.
it is a viable moneymaker, but I don't think it's that viable to the point where it should suppress, like, it definitely would suppress Phantasm purely. No, does it? It is
RNG dependent.
Resistance Genius
versus small
Or
rings.
Succubus Queen
versus
Dress.
Smolderings and Ensemble. So I think you just get Smolderers passively, and it's just another way to supplement income. Because you get Smolderings from the content that's already listed here.
I'm just gonna put it in dailies and just say smoldering. I'll just get the icon instead, just because smoldering is basically in almost all this content. It's just.
I don't even
kinda
think you need to list it. I thought we were considering Smolderings in the dropped tables for everything that had it.
I agree. That's what I was considering for each thing. I was like, they're basically in almost all this content. I don't really see the reason to go out of your way to specifically farm it. I can understand why people specifically want to farm it because of P.E.K.K.A. Abyss and like Albion Advanced Hard Mode, but at the same time, when you're doing those, you be also wanting the other items. I don't know. Just specifically farming for just smolderings themselves is, it's just you know, you're going to suspect it. It's like the extra top. It's like a whipped cream on your cake. It's something extra. I don't think it should be like the main goal basically for when it comes to gold making. I think it's like that extra little bit of 50k gold on the side that you really like, and you're like, oh, it's gonna expire within like 3 more days. I might as well just sell it, and then that's your extra like 1 mil that you get just casually.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not like the first days of release when those came out. Oh my gosh. They were like 3 mil apiece.
So like when you consider techs on the tier list, like you consider the fact that you're getting Brio crystals and you're selling them.
Yeah.
Like that, like we're talking about like the stuff that drops there, and we're considering smolderings. When we're putting techs up there, we're considering like smolderings in like the dungeon chest as well.
Yeah, we're not just thinking, oh, Revive Elite gives me a blazing. It costs the most. No. We're like suspecting you to be like getting the average of like what you're going to be getting. This includes smolderings and Brio crystals, and that's why Phantasm is so low inside the chart here. It's just really unreliable, really like long fights, and anything can happen inside a boss as well. And
the pass costs like how much? 500k to make?
Exactly.
50.
The pass is just really expensive for what it is. It's effort what you need to put into. It's a 4-player max as well. It's just asking so much for such a low reward, and you're not going to make profit. And that's the only reason why it's so low down instead of less. If it didn't even need that cost inside the pass, to be honest with you, I probably would have brought it up a little bit higher just because of the amount of gold this dungeon can drop. But that's honestly the only reason why it's so low.
It didn't require the pass. You'd be farming for the stupid dress and probably be making profit.
I'd be farming for the
Succubus
for these, honestly.
Yeah, but like the fact of the matter is the pass is worth more than you make on average for the run.
It's
Or farm fate frags.
Exactly. It's just the pass itself is just asking too much for what it's worth versus other options. That's why it's just at the very bottom next to basically like Coil Abyss and P.E.K.K.A. Abyss, because they're just really out of your way to just get them versus, you know, like they're just randomly dropped in shadow missions, but like you don't really suspect them half the time, and they don't really provide you as much reward as well. And you kind of suspect to be putting in some effort when you're at that point in the game as well. Like I've been told P.E.K.K.A. Abyss is still quite annoying to pass for most players, and just because of Duke's like insta-kill mechanic thing. And I don't know, it's just not rewarding whenever you open up your chest and all you get is just earth crystals and like 5 smoldering.
Yep.
That doesn't sound like really worth it for pretty much anyone that's in that part of the game right now, versus where I can just pretty much just bomb rush it, and all I get, it's basically the same of 5 smolderings, earth crystals. Not fun.
Not gonna lie, I just still don't know how Duke's insta-kill works. People like try to explain it to me every time. I just don't get it.
So-
Okay.
Nos,
Yep.
you have explained this to me, Nos, like 5 times.
Yes.
It's doomed.
Yeah, he applies it once to you if you go near him and he... Okay, it's after he teleports. He applies it to you once. If you get it applied to you again, you instantly die. So, like, after he teleports, like, if you have the debuff, you should make sure to run away a bit, wait, like, 2 seconds, and then go back in so you don't die. Unless you have a D-Link pet. If you have a D-Link pet and he's aggroed onto you, I believe... Even if you're near him, it shouldn't affect you. It should redirect to your pet. Although you still get that first stack, no matter what, even if you have a D-Link pet. It's just the second stack doesn't go on you for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, it's a weird game. But like, I remember my final hit days of the boss, you know? Final hit and then he teleports, you just run away real quick. And then you go back in, you know? It's really easy to deal with, it's just, it's not explained well. Which is the main issue. So, you know,
Yeah,
don't die.
don't die. Yeah, these are pretty much
Noted.
highest like consistent like money makers that you can gain, like consistently and really reliable out of all these, because from the very bottom where it's really inconsistent and like you hardly get anything, to the point where you always will get a return and worthwhile to cash. Because let's be honest, if you work at Mackers and you put your money into Reforges and then sell them, you're pretty much getting money.
Yep.
People need those Reforges. People need Frost Flames. People need Corrupted Leathers. People need Ruination stuff. People need Crop Mats. People need Data Enchants. 1 melt checks are good. Broken Logs, always needed for... Holy Water, always needed for pretty much a lot of stuff nowadays. Holy Water Blessing. It's kind of crazy how much it's actually used now. And then we have, you know, like raids once again for Erg. Sede is just really overpowered for what it is. Really early game, really great. Magmill, really great. Pets. Puries, purifications for Ergs. Erg in general, potion making, finest handmade bandages, fine handmade bandages, finest leather straps. You know, the jazz, the Gillio, the Wanabata, the bacon and bacon cheeseburger. And of course, the Fire to Rig. The only reason why it's this high, it's purely because you can honestly go to sleep and you're just basically creating money. There's really no complaint about like sleeping and then creating money from just fishing. Besides,
what the fuck are you on about, doggy? Says Bra in response.
I'm just trying I'm trying to explain all this real fast so we can get off.
Bra knows what doggy does in the middle of these fucking Glen Hard mode runs when he just starts talking about some random ass shit. The Princess Peach's Castle team in Mario 64.
You could go to sleep while making this Far to Rig bag. Very important, very expensive. People actually buy this for like almost 180 mil. It's crazy. I don't know why. It's easy money. Protection stuff. Wild Boar. Sell them. Trade them in to Stuart. Stuart loves them. I don't know why, but he likes them. Merchanting. Merchanting is just money. It's just ducats and money and cat towers and stuff. Pretty good. Do I really need to talk about this one?
Which one?
The Pure Crystal.
No.
Poly's Fragment. Good part-time job. It's okay. It gets a little upsetting whenever you're trying to talk to someone and they're like, I'm not there. And then you're kind of just sitting there in a bank like a doofus, basically. Catalyst. It's just really uncommon drop. It's not rare. It's just really uncommon. Which is basically rare. Shut up. Crom 30%. Just do your croms, honestly. Even if you don't like doing crom, you just got to do it. You got to get something sooner or later. Holy Flames.
Do zeros.
Zeros. Woo! Holy Flames. Holy Flames are pretty good. I kind of.
I'm pretty sure 0% are harder to do than 30s. By the way, just because of the pathing. Yeah. Because you get a room where Karis are already spawned if you do 0%.
Curries.
Something large room.
Mm-hmm.
Dice hipping. People want dice. They want black dice, white dice. I get them in other
You can't
ways.
get white or black, I don't think, but I don't know if you can get peers, but you can get
You can.
You can
some
get
of
peers.
the
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Peers.
Yeah,
I
that's
think some of the, like even like the off-white sell for a lot, and then there are a lot of specific colors that are people's quote-unquote colors that sell for quite a bit.
yep.
I think a
So,
lot of the pinks and purples.
good market. Scary market, not my market. Simple as that. Gurg. Gurg drops a lot of materials. Have fun with those, I guess. And good enchant. And then the other enchants are bad. Dungeons. Good fennies. Good cash. Good materials.
That'll be advanced hard mode.
Enchants. Cocoons. There's a bug on top of my lettuce.
What?
Um,
No, not
Beltane.
the salad.
Beltane,
Wait,
good.
what kind
Divine
of bug?
weapons. No, I'm not telling you. Divine, no, it's
Wow.
just, it's nearby my garden. It's not like actually on top of
Oh.
it. It's just nearby the
okay.
garden. It's getting nearby the light, and I want to smack it before I go. Beltane, pretty good. Broken Guardian stuff. Divine stuff. Go get it. Stop being a chum. Snow Crystal, good. Quest items, good. G23, good.
Why are we
Kraken-
saying this is good when this is D tier stuff?
That's true. That's when I begin to say Kraken are bad. Don't do it. It's pretty bad. I hate everything about Kraken. No, seriously. There's a lot about Kraken I really dislike.
Yeah, I don't like Kraken.
Avon. Sorry, everything in Avon's just pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. That place really needs a really big, massive revamp.
They're reworking it, remember?
It needs a huge revamp in general.
They're revamping it to be like the beginner zone. Where you get like a lot of beginner stuff from there.
Would that be a good moneymaker?
Maybe.
What did you say, Dream?
That Lansing revamp that's coming out.
Yeah, maybe one day.
One day. Enchant removals. They're okay.
Why is this going on here? Why are they okay? They're kind of bad. I
Shut
don't
up. They're my moneymaker. Leave it alone.
know. Alright.
Shadow missions. Just please stop doing Shadow Wizard. I beg of
Yeah,
you.
Shadow Wizard is so terrible. Guys, stop
Please
doing
stop
it.
doing it.
You just lose money, I swear to God.
We're really trying to help. Please stop running
Yeah,
it.
it's just not worth it. Please
It's-
just run
it's-
like All Out War or like
Sniper War, please.
Sniper War.
They have expensive enchants, brothers. Come on.
Yeah, enchants are worth like 500 runs of Shadow Wizard Elite.
They're not even that rare. They're quite uncommon.
Yeah, like come on, guys. It's,
Come on.
Shadow Wizard Elite is so bad.
Thank you for joining us, Elia, into the Chin Champion family, where all the Chin Champas can jump around. I said it pretty much almost exactly how I can remember it. Keep
I
that in
think
mind.
that sounds right.
Musical math. We're not going to talk about musical math.
We can talk about it. It's not
Ah!
good. Like, that's all you have to say for this. Phantasm.
Phantasm.
It's not good.
It's not good. Coil and Pick Abyss. Just not good. Just leave those in the dirt. I'm sorry. Do your dillies. Do your lords. Really good. Fistia. Really good. Alvin. Pretty good. Finny whistles. Do them. Saga's okay. It's
What do you mean it's okay? It's kind of trash, isn't it?
it's okay, I guess. So what is better to run, Albi or Sire? We decided on Albi, sorry.
It's better for Albi Advanced Hard Mode, and then if you're running non-hard mode dungeons and you're running regular dungeons with the passes you buy from the Rock guy, it's CR Advanced.
Yep. So Advanced just offers a lot, while
Yep.
Albi Advanced Hard Mode offers a lot. We're talking about
Yep.
cocoons, finny gems, enchants, a bunch of chests. It's just overall better. Do your seals. Adventure seals are pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, they're kind of OP for what they are.
Oh yeah, you can get some really expensive enchants that'll sell pretty decently, and they're all the Adventure Seal dailies are pretty minimal effort.
Advancement badges. Do your dance. Stop being lazy about it. They're good.
Yep. Why did you
Fames.
put Fames on here? It's
Please.
Fames. That's Fames with an F.
Now.
There's an H, I think. I think it's FAH.
Yeah, FAHAMES. Yeah.
There.
That was close enough. Whatever. There we go. I
Thanks.
haven't done my fames this month yet. Me neither, bro. I'm gonna do it tomorrow, maybe.
Stardust.
Or
Started good.
I either do it
Maintenance
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
or you'll see me coming to Glen Hard mode with a 17 max second title.
But yeah, that's everything. I just read everything off, and I just said what's good, what's bad. Even though I said pretty much almost everything inside A, B, and C is good.
Yep. Yes.
Everything in D and F are pretty bad.
Like, you don't necessarily need to just grind only one thing, guys. You can do other things, you know, mix it up every day.
Don't listen to him. Just go back to Mackers and just please keep doing gacha for me and just get the haunteds. I beg of you.
Oh yeah, we're down bad.
Be productive to actual society, please, so we can get cheaper prices.
Suffer for me, please.
I'm just joking.
Thank you for joining us today. This is a podcast we did early today because someone wanted to go home yesterday or something like that. God knows, someone's sick. We're going home. Goodbye.
Good night,
Alright, bowling tomorrow. Woo! See you, everyone.
See everybody.
Wait, are you raiding someone? Go raid Lilac.
Oh, we're gonna write it later. Okay, hang on. / raid. Raid. It wants me to log in.
Huh?
It wants me to log in. Hang on.
Oh, are you streaming not logged in?
No, I am, but my OBS isn't logged in.
Wait, why is your OBS logged in?
I have not a clue.
But you can stream.
I
But
can
you're
still
not logged
stream,
in?
but I'm not
Stream?
logged
What?
in.
I'm so confused.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it needs like your token key. You need to be logged in.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, how am I streaming right now? Basically, I see myself being live and stuff as well. By the way,
That's weird.
that's what I said.
Dougie's an anomaly.
I sure am. I'm basically a god.
Here at Juice, we only accept the finest stuff.
We do like scuff.
You haven't been live this whole time. All chat messages have just been gaslighting you.
Go away. You're going to Lilac. Goodbye.
That's funny.
Be gone, all of you.
Terrible. Did it go? Oh, did it?
Did it go? I don't think it went. I think we're
No,
still
it's
here
not-
and
that's-
talking,
yeah.
and everyone can hear us talking like morons.
I got a live fishing rod.